just get by in life before we die. I only live a single time, no chances to revive. Days are slip away sometimes when pressure holds too tight. Make up my mind and override the fight. I've been patient, waiting for an answer, contemplating. Didn't get me any closer to the reason why I feel the need to do it
How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are all having a good one. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. I'm probably going to need to... Actually, can I do the fixing for the webcam? Oh, Jesus. Good thing I'm looking at it. You guys don't need to see it. I'm just looking like I'm sitting in a dark-ass room. Why is it... Okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop complaining before I really just set myself off. It's just gain, right? I think it's just gain, which helps, but I still look pink. And I don't understand why. Oh, saturation. That's not really doing it, is it? White balance, maybe? Okay, well, I can make myself look more orange. I don't really know if I'm trying... Okay, this is not going well at all. Bro, I need to figure out why it's like that. Is it brightness? No, it's not brightness. Okay, brightness stays as is. Chat, do you want me to just look orange or pink? You have a choice. You have a choice. I could either be really pink or really orange. Well, actually, we could be a little orange. A little orange. Got a little bit of that like Trump tan, you know what I mean? Just a little bit of just a little bit of orange. You know what I mean? Good enough, right? Could be worse. Could be much worse. How y'all doing? Welcome back. You're like, yo, Dal, just turn the lights on. Bro, lights are on. The lights are on. All I have is just, instead of two big ass like high beams, I just have one, and the other just to light up the green screen behind me so I could do this, and you know, it's translucent in the back and all that. But yeah, I don't understand it, dude. I don't understand it. I don't understand it myself. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good one. I actually want to mess around and change the background here. I do have a clip for it. I just need to move it to like a different file. So let me do that real quick. I just want to like move it to a thing and then see if I can make something off of it. I meant to do that for a while anyway. Still looking fresh as always. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Hey, are we getting Nespeshka and Johnny? Are you guys getting the groups ready and all that? Or do you guys need my help with that real quick? I am gonna where did I normally keep this? I had a whole file back on the other hard drive, which I don't use anymore, that had all of my like live stream things on there. Streamlabs? No. Was it Steam Library? No. Was it OBS and Streamlabs? Moving backgrounds. I could drop it in there, actually. I could probably drop that in and use that, I think. Let me see what happens if I try switching it. What happens if I try switching it from... Wait, I have one for... Okay, apparently I have one on the other. Whatever, man. Whatever, dude. What about this? What happens if I do this? Does it change? Does it loop? Yeah. Does it have sound? I think. Okay, no sound. I think or does it? Okay, well, if it had sound, then I think I'm pretty sure I removed it. Pretty sure I removed it. But yeah, we're just gonna have Dimensi's B-hole. Just as a I gotta get a better one. This is gonna be this, you know, we gotta make a change for midnight. We gotta make a change that makes it feel like, okay, we're in a whole nother expansion. Got it. When I get something better than this, we're gonna go something better, but for now we're just gonna use Dimensi as a B-hole. You guys are cool with that? I'm cool with that. Yeah, it should be quiet, so it shouldn't make a sound anymore. How y'all doing though? Hope you guys are having a good one outside of everything. Midnight's launching real soon. Can you believe it? It's actually happening. We're actually almost finally here in a brand new expansion. But for the time being, until we get there, on an official capacity, we got some duels for the night. Also, any of you that are on EU or TBC, actually, is TBC going to cuck us? I'm hoping the TBC launch isn't going to cuck some of the duels we're trying to do here. But yeah, I'm hopping on right now. Hopping on EU real quick, little boys. Hopping on EU. Let's get some groups going. I also got a couple of NA homies asking me from like earlier this week, like, yo, are we actually doing NA duels, Dal, or you're skipping us out? It's like, dude, we're actually going to be doing duels on NA. I am going to be bringing them in. What's up, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Yo, how you doing? Duels versus all, dude. I like the name. I like the name. Yeah, is Blizz launching the thing or not? Is WoW launching? Hold on, I gotta give WoW a second. I think it is launching. I think it's taking a second. Looks like Battle.net needed some kind of an update, and I think World of Warcraft had some kind of an update, so maybe I just need to wait, give it a second. There it is. It's happening. It's happening kind of slow for some reason. Oh my god, groups, boys! Whenever this fixes itself. Hey, look, it's exactly the same background that we had. That's silly. That's silly. I do need to find a good wallpaper, like a moving wallpaper thing for the streams. I think that'll be good. I think that'd be good and healthy if I were to find something like that. Alrighty. Groups are going to be listed up in a second. Let me also post exactly... Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Open up Steam. That's not what I meant to do. I wanted to do Streamlabs, but now we're logging into Steam. And let me close the... Let me close out of that. Let me close out of that real quick. Neo 3. Anybody play Neo 3? Why can't I see the tabs? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Now I think we're set. Yeah, let me know if you need help with groups or if you guys are already starting them yourselves. And then, yeah, and then you don't need me anymore. We're making groups? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna make one real quick. Especially you can join that one. Molten Core. I'm assuming Johnny's probably gonna make one. If not, we'll figure something out. Competitive. Competitive. Alright, boys, the group is up, listed up. Let me also post how to join. Let me also do the whole how to join. Maybe it helps somebody in the chat when they come by. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? I just should have posted that anyway. But yeah, we got a one group up and running right now. So if you guys want to join it, especially if you want to join it, you're more than welcome to. Unless you are in the group with Johnny. I was going to say, we probably should separate you two for a bit here, shouldn't we? Probably should keep you guys apart. Groups are up in LG right now. You wanted in. Invited you to a group but cannot accept because you're already in the group. Let me see if I can invite you then. Oh, you're already in the group. Wait. Do this, Sasbroshka. Do this. Let me delist. Right, let me delist. I'll leave party. Invite me real quick. And then pass me lead and I'll take over. We have 4, maybe I'll invite you. Yeah, if you want to do that, unless you got a 5th, if you want to invite a 5th instead of me. Yeah, if you guys got 4 and you need a 5th. Yeah, we got Jazz Praise. I was thinking Jesus for a second. I was thinking that was Jesus for a second. I miss that guy. I haven't seen that man in a while. Molten Core, 5 competitive, Compecchio. Here we go. What is this dude's name? Thigh Shall Bleed. That's a good name. The mug is complete cheeks, but that's a good name. That's a hero in the making. Zed. Okay, we got Zed too. We got Zed as well. All right, so this group is set. This group is ready. Oh, this is so good. I'm glad we got grouped up really quick. Johnny, are you making a group or do I need to make you are making a group? I don't know why I'm asking. I don't know why I'm asking. Can you tell that I've had no hours of sleep? Can you tell I'm running on fumes for the last couple of days? I literally saw you in the group. I was like, yo, are you making a group, man? As he's literally listed. Dude, I am dumb but not stupid, okay? There's a difference. Alright. Alright. What is this? There's like a Volpera? Hold on. I mean, I hate how the hat looks on Volperas. It just looks like a toy. You know what I mean? Ready? Ain't no shot, you're ready. Holy, hold on a second. Toxie's in? Let's go. Nice. Yeah, it looks like Judy also signed up. Hell yeah, complete cheeks. Bro, seriously. Invite spectator match for a gang. Yo, Volpera, like what were they thinking when they decided to add Volpera? I feel like Volpera would have been fine if they just had like, I don't know, like the problem is Volperas, like people actually play them. There's enough Volperas out there where they're not just like a rare oddity like a gnome or a goblin, right? You see a goblin or a gnome once every blue moon, dude. Maybe like if somebody plays a disc priest only, then there'll be a goblin, but that's about it. Volperas, you see them throughout the game. There's not an insignificant number of people that actually play them. They're not quite as popular as Blood Elves, but it feels like they're definitely more popular than Orcs, man. Like, Nightborn should be more popular. You know what I mean? Oryx should be more popular. Forsaken should be more popular. But then there's, like, not an insignificant amount of Volperas that concerns me to no degree. NSM, SHK, 5, and the Grand 1. Here we are. Here we are, boys. That's my biggest issue with Volperas, is there's actually not an insignificant amount of people that play them. Pointless class saying that I have Volpera Warrior for the lols. Yeah, I guess I also have a Volpera, and I went and got the whole Volpera's heritage set, right? I went out of my way to get all these things done once. But like the ratios are, I guess, not terrible. Most of our players have switched to Nelf, Shadow Mode meta. I mean, still, there should be, I feel like, we should be living in a world where there's more Nightborn than Volperas. We should be living in a world where there's more Oryx than Volperas. Volpera should be like a little oddity, like a Worgen. You see them once in a blue moon and you don't bat an eye at it. There's just enough Volperas where it's just like, it irks me, dude. Look, another Volpera. Another Valpera, all of them with the name Fox. I swear, man. I gotta be the only. I can't be the only one that another Valpera. Like I'm fuming, dude, when I see Valperas at this point. There's just one too many of them. One too many. I'd rather see more goblins than Valperas. If Valperas were just like once in every half moon, once a century sighting, I'd be okay with it. But they ain't. They're not. That's what irritates me. We're gonna try again. The grand finally work. Beautiful. Don't replace Nightbird because Garble Racial. Nightbird look they can have some of the best aesthetic out there. But yes, you're right. Garble Racial. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, you are correct. We're gonna disable all. We're gonna disable all. And hope that this works kind of okay. Another thing. Switch. I do want to see, are these still? Yeah, they're still tiny. But I can kind of sort of read them. Oh, Toxie. Yeah, I don't say, dude, it's just the Cyrillic letters that make it super tiny. That's what I think is the problem is. Blizzard, I hope you guys fix this nameplates. Because this is just base Blizzard nameplates, dude. I can't see their names. At least put their names like above the characters' names on the left and right hand side. I don't know what happened there. But we got ourselves Judy on the Mythic Mount. Looks gorgeous, man. We got ourselves Dan as well as Lemonade. Lemonade with the 2 E's. We got ourselves Radimus as well as Toxie. It looks like either Radimus or Toxie are going to be first up. Over on the other team, we got Goers. We got ourselves Jess. We got ourselves Smeshka together with the Rogue Zed. Going to be up first with his name is, God, what is it? I can barely read it. So it's Truk. T-R-U-K, which is kind of like a word for trick. Trickster? I almost want to call him Trickster. I called him Trucker last time. We're going to call him Trucker. I'm just gonna go with Trucker. I know it's like, it doesn't quite match his name super well, but that's it. I just making a choice, making an executive decision. Trinket by Toxie, Kitten Shot Reversal onto Zed, looking just to end them right here. Trinket last second by Zed, hoping to escape the clutches of Toxie, as Toxie just looking to eviscerate the guy down. Evasion, Cloak of Shadows, and a did something to follow blind right after. Neither of the Rogue has a Trinket. Is that going to be enough for you to land a cheap shot on him? Blinded back. Zed can actually get himself an opener. Is it going to be enough though? Try to see if you go for a stump, but the DRs is still in. Toxie at some point should be able to get a cheap shot. Does land it. There it is. There ain't nothing that he can do about it. That is so tough, man. Some rogues are still so bursty. They found a way to reduce rogue CC, but yet some rogue still has that satisfying burst to them where you can global view the guy down a handful of seconds. Just Priest though is going to be out and about. Are you wearing the new like pink sweatpants, sweatshirt, train post combo? Is that what that's supposed to be? It's hard to tell with the Shadow Priest like shadow form sometimes. It just makes all the mogs a little darker. Unless you have like a right glyph for it or something. Eyes are up. Can they shot immediately off of that gouge? So Toxie's looking to end this duel here. Jesse gonna go for a trinket. Letting Angel save him. No trinket for the rogue, so it's going to be an opportunity for Jesse Priest to go full damage. Is going to go for the Archon with Halo. Does Toxie stay in? He does choose to stay in. Cloak of Shadows is going to catch himself a reset, killing the Siphon for a second. Jesse does have the Halo still radiating out of him. Has a Disperse to counter this next burst. Is going to go for a Disperse. So for Toxie, that is Blades. That is a lot of his damage out of the window. Can potentially just keep pumping pressure into the Shadow Priest. Tentacles are going to be slamming down. Dots have been weaved on top of the rogue into his core. So for Jesse, they just need a good angle here to potentially make something happen. Level rogue's going right against the right rogue right now. Pretty much, yeah. We got the lefty, we got righty. That's about all I can really work with. But I do see the name Toxie. I am recognizing it now. I am recognizing it. Quick Fear. It's going to be Jesse Priest trying to get some damage going. I don't think there's stuns available for the rogue. And that's going to be the Nazathian proc, dude. It's actually doing a decent bit of damage to Toxie. He's actually melted quite a decent bit. The dots were actually doing some pressure, putting in some time. Trick is still available for Jesse. So can't always get out of next stun lock combo. At least break it apart a little. Cheap shot trinkets it. That's going to be cheap shot or kidney shot to follow up. Fade for a second. Try to go for Halo. Looking for a cast. There goes the shadow cast coming through. That's going to be Toxie with the fear right after. Has a trinket to follow. The cheap shot really short. But is it going to be enough? The Nazat does proc on him, but barely survives that go either way. It was looking like it was going to be a ramp up for the priest. So once you get the Nazathian thing proccing and the rest of the dots and the rest of the damage, then we're just getting started. but then take it out. That is so rough. Kept the cheap shot, second cheap shot for later. He could have just went cheap shot into a cheap shot or cheap shot into kidney, but he decided to save that on the cheap shot to delay a cast later. That is going to DR you. It's going to mess up your DRs a little, but it does give you at least a little bit of like a lockdown for a second, you know, on the priest, which I think worked out. Sub rogue versus priest still is a rogue's playfield. The Smurshka walking into this with everything. Toxic walking with nothing. Does it and picking up the Smurshka out of stealth. That is going to be kidney shot either way, though. Nothing you can do about it. The Smurshka not committing big damage is actually, never mind. Maybe just adds Toxic without Shadow Blades. If he had Blades, it would have been over. He just did not have Blades available at all. He decided not to use it. Kidney into a full gouge. Everything is available. Has maybe a full burst. Try to see if he can keep the pressure, but looks like he delayed it a little bit. It does have Blades, does have a lot. Was not able to get a trinket out from Nesmeshka. Maybe that's what Toxic was trying to do, is try to see if he can get a trinket from the other guy, then catch a vanish and reset. They're dancing. They literally are dancing. They're literally and figuratively jumping around dancing, but also shadow dancing on top of one another. You know what I mean? And if you add a Boomkin in there, throw Starfall in there, you can call this Dancing with the Stars. That is actually what the comp used to be called. But Paris 10th most played race. Okay, Matthew, actually, where do you get that info? So I actually want to see what is the most played race right now. And wow, I'm assuming it's Blood Elf or Night Elf, right? I'm assuming it's Belf or Nelf, because they're pretty good and pretty. And people usually do end up sticking to the pretty races a lot of the times. Full kidney, trinket out for Toxie. No trinket for, actually this person does trinket. It looks like Toxic is still dying the way. He said no health whatsoever. Big burst. Oh, vanish last second for both the rogues. He's trying to see if he can find the other guy. Phantom Knights does not find him. Zip becomes available. If this person did AoE there, either one could find the other. Holy, they're both actually so close to dead. Either one could have died there. Toxic does survive. Thank goodness Subtlety Rogue doesn't have like any residual dot damage like they used to. And that's gonna be the Smushka catching the quick Saparoo on his boy. Cheap shot, unless you make a mistake. You got evasion. Yeah. Try to make sure that in case there's any reversal, evasion is going to be fine. Secret Technique was more than enough though. Secret Technique was more than enough. Radimus is going to be up next. Retribution Palom. Eyes available. 5 minutes into the duel. Dampening is going to be slowly ramping up little by little. Toxie is not in a situation where you can do much in this duel right now though. Like if he just walks in, he's dead. He needs a vanish. Blind is good. Blades will be helpful. Cloak, evasion, trinket. Any one of those abilities would be the ideal. Maybe he could like, you know what? Maybe I can risk a shadow meld on a kidney shot or Hodge or whatever. Making keyboards lagging so badly. Is it like a input delay or the game is messing, or is the keyboard messing? Sorry to hear that, Toxie. You did it really good up until the end there. I did see you kind of like stun lock those Pushka, and then there was like a delay before you started using a bunch of your abilities. So maybe real? Actually, probably very real. Hodge comes out, Radimus loading up this Pushka with... Actually, I was gonna say, are you Dawn Light? Because I was thinking it was gonna have the dot rolling early. Instead, he did delay it a little bit later. Big hammer hanging over Nesmeshka's head. Has advantage in case he needs an escape. 13 seconds until the trinket is back up and available. So he's actually in a good spot. He's actually in an okay position. He might be able to make something work off of this, especially if you're just waiting now for the wings from Radimus. Is Radimus playing the Wake of Ashes wings, or is it playing the middle wings? So I notice a lot more paladins playing into the middle wings, at least when it comes to PvE, but also some PvP as well. Like waiting and using wings for like a very dedicated window. Because that means, wow, okay, with the eyes, I guess he does get the opener on it, doesn't he? Kidney shot. Does Radimus use any of his abilities? That is Blades, that is everything. Bubbles it, and that's going to be an opportunity for the Smurshka. Vanish, still get a hit, because eyes are picked up by Radimus. Cloak of Shadows to follow up. Radimus has nothing. He doesn't have a forbearance button to use here. I don't know if the Smurshka can get back in there, can get double back in. He might just have to. He doesn't have a trinket anymore, unfortunately, but he might just need to come back in there while forbearance holds. And just try to see if he can end this duel right then and there. He got 2 charges of dance. Gouge is going to help. Cheap shot right after. Do you have a bop? He does have a bop, unfortunately. And you don't have an out anymore. Though you could probably live. Evasion and maybe Sippy Cup. Hope for the best. I just wait. Maybe disarm. Smoke bomb. Step in the back of the smoke. Try to see if you get around him. Cheap shot to follow. It is very DR'd. Yeah, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I have no idea if he did have any big follow-up, but while the forbearance debuff is on a palette, if you have any follow-up, I think I would have chanced it. Currently 1 minute wings, but in midnight we'll probably go back to 30-second wings because Divine Toll Talent further reduce it to 30 seconds so it lines up perfectly. Ah, okay, because I didn't see a lot of pallies go back to 1 minute wings, and I didn't know if it was like, is that real or is that just like people defaulting to something weird? Full bestial stampede down onto Radimus as Goer just trying to see if he cut him out. He got himself plenty of that passive pet damage, especially with the kill commands around the corner. He's actually in a perfect spot, man. Those kill commands should probably be able to do something. Silence out onto Radimus does get himself a lay on hands in between. That's where Guerreros really just need to maximize the value of the pets. Beachtail Rat, look at those pets, dude. The pets from Beastmaster Hunter are actually useful while behind the pillar, and with a full stampede, there's nothing you can do. Guerreros, man. Chat. Previously, we didn't really have Beastmaster Hunters do any good damage if your pets are behind the pillar and you have don't have line of sight of the target. Right? It was good if the enemy is out in the open and you could just kill command them to death. But now the pets themselves are actually a lot better. They're very similar to like undead pets, like when a holy DK summons like the entire army of the dead, or warlocks with their pets. They're a little bit like better. Bestial Wrath Reliant, but still much better. Son to Dan does break out of it with human racial. It's gonna be Goyers trying to see if he gives himself some survivability. Bestial Wrath is what he's trying to make his goes with. Every single time he's got Bestial Wrath, he's trying to maximize the damage. There goes the turtle, trying to see if he can play it super safe, taking quite a bit of damage. Does not want Dan to find a way to round this. Does have a freezing trap, but unfortunately, Dan is gonna be able to avoid it completely. Unless you have another way to like trick him back into the freezing trap. Looks like you were able to at least stay away from him for a second. Maybe, no, I was gonna say, like, if you walked up and just didn't have any dot damage and rot on you, might have been okay. Survival Hunter Truck is trying to see if he can take down Dan right then and there. Popping out his shotgun, dude, with the grenades, the chakram still spinning, trying to land a blow throughout the bubble. Yo, the chakram has to be the chakram from, like, Shadowlands, right? It's literally coded the same, isn't it? It's likely it's the same. It's likely it's the same. I wouldn't be surprised. Freezing trap, it's over. I think it's over. Unless Dan, wait, lay on hands. Never mind, Dan is still in play. Hodge onto a truck. He does get himself out of there. Man, now I'm looking at his name some more. It really is not truck. It literally is trick. I think it's trick. I have no idea. I think it is trick. I think it is supposed to be trickster. I am actually thinking of making an executive decision and changing his name. The English version. I'm just going to be doing translation trickster. Because you know what? I mean, look at him. He's looking kind of mischievous, right? He's got that big old smile on his face. Quick old camo to try to see if he can double in. If you got another go here with full burst, maybe that's the play. Got the kill commands by the pet. A bit of damage from afar. Pet Hodge, unfortunately. I don't know if Dan meant to Hodge the pet. Journal shelf for trick. What is it, pet? Mouse? I have no idea, actually. What is his pet? Does he even have one? Oh, I think mine does not even live. No, he does live. Yeah, it is a mouse. It is a little mouse. It is a little mouse. I thought the chakram was arcane damage. I thought that it would go right through. Unfortunately, the shotgun, I was able to confirm it's physical damage. Physical all the way. Dude, the rogues are... You gotta love how bursty some rogues are. You gotta love it. Like, that's one thing that everybody were, like, worried about. Like, wait, is my spec gonna, like, not do any damage anymore? Nah, you still got damage. Surprisingly, you still do have damage. This brush can need one. Okay. We'll help your boys out. What is it? Zed that popped in and then bounced? We need one. Oh, shit. What the hell is happening? We got World PvP, boys. Molten Core. We got World PvP on standby. Alright, we need one more. Need one more. One dude yelling for the Horde. Wait. Yeah, I guess the Horde did push back the Alliance. I couldn't tell which one was Horde and which one was Alliance, to be honest. I could not tell. I could not tell. Yeah, I am gonna call him Trickster. Athel? Wait, huh? Holy. My man! Haven't seen Athel join these duels in a hot second. I love this development. Atho, hope you're having a wonderful evening, my guy. That is a development of a lifetime here. NSMSHK and Johnny Boy 5 did the grand. So let's do Tolveron. No, let's do Hook. Let's throw you guys into the hook point. Where are we at with it? 20. Oh, it's so nice not having to right out. War Within Duels 1235. I literally kept all the numbers. I didn't refresh them. Maybe like one season I did. Good Pally Atho. Atho is really good paladin. Very, very good paladin. By far, like when Atho, and this isn't me trying to be like say anything bad about Atho. Atho used to join these duels a ton, but it started in like his own thing, and I'm perfectly fine. Like people come and people go. Well, when Atho did join these duels, literally the best paladin we had for the longest time. The longest. Like before Saya, there was Atho. So it's kind of like, you know that one scene of like Master Splinter walking around with like the baby version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Like that was Atho, he was Splinter. And now all these other paladins have risen from where Atho was. Honestly. Switch. There we go. How to fix it. This is going to be first Athaman versus Judy off the bat. That's the Boomkin. Boomkins are actually kind of a formidable threat. Atho swinging around, trying to get around the Boomkin immediately is going to be the full magic immunity. Silence was out. Root was out. Trying to see if he catch up to him. Big hammer hanging over the man's head. He's got himself just enough damage. He just needs the line of sight to really capitalize. Every single one of his hammers is striking Judy. And actually, hold on a second. I'm noticing something about Atho. He's not playing the Dawnlight build. He is an actual hammer. A hammer enjoyer, a hammer gamer. Across him loads in PvP. I wish I came across Atho loads in PvP. Unfortunately, the world itself separated us into regions of NA and EU. Atho with a full wake of ashes. Hammer comes through. It's going to go for a bit of that blind onto Drudy. Drudy having to play super defensive right now. Atho's trying to use mobility to catch up ahead of Drudy. And actually look at him just swinging around. He's like, I know you're going to go behind this pillar and going to try to cut me around. I'm just going to cut across left just so I can stay in melee of you. Seeing the burst, seeing the damage, shield of vengeance. Using that in order to get himself a bit of a reset. Catching up with a bit of healing. All those pets by themselves from the druid. Nah, that's scary. The Dryad is kind of scary, but Trees, not scary. Dryad by itself, not too bad. Boomkin, not too bad, but when you combine all of them together, that's where things get a little bit tough. So him just trying to dodge away from the burst is probably the best case scenario, because Boomkins are still very burst heavy, and Judy in particular is very focused on big burst. Cyclone does land a kick. That is perfect. Does Atho have enough damage to follow up? Disarm for a second. Doesn't have anything for that clone. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to set it. Never mind. Bubbles it out. He decided, you know what? I'm gonna take out those Boomkin. This guy's mine. This guy's mine. Just hammering him down. Unfortunately, does end up using 2 immunities for this. I don't know if he had to use Lay on Hands. Looks like Toxie. Is it Toxie? It is Toxie. Might be DC. Hopefully he'll come back here in a bit. Dan is going to be up next. In a world of paladins that are playing the Dawnlight build, Atho is the one that's still playing the hammer. And actually, when you think about some of the talents that the hammer gives him, it's pretty good. It's actually had a bit of wildness. It does. It's him, man. It's him. Is the boy. Athaman in the Grand. If Athaman ever changes his realm or his name, that is Atho, though. That is the boy. That is the guy. Shield of Vengeance. You gotta love how you can Shield of Vengeance while you're mid-stun. It does mean that your wall and Shield of Vengeance are one button, which is unfortunate, but it does give you like a little bit of the protection in mid-stun. Lay on Hands for Atho decided he needs to make that calculative decision to use that immunity or use that full heal to counter the immunity from Dan. Dan still has a bubble. He's got the Dawnlight. So for Athaman, he cannot just let himself just sit there with Dawnlight rotting behind the pillar. Ideally, I think Athaman is playing a build where he wants to be next to Dan the entire time. Where Dan just wants to dot up Atho, stay away. Atho wants to stay on him, let the hammers that he's got spinning around him continue doing lots of damage. I mean, look at the damage output, Lay on Hands. Atho's trying to play it a little defensive. Does have a human racial for this one. Unfortunately, will not have anything to follow up. Another hammer coming down onto Dan's head. Does put him in a rough spot. Atho just trying to see if he can live the Dawnlight a little. Bubble available for Dan is going to give him that huge advantage here, because you can just always pop that immunity. And if Atho doesn't have a counter for it, like a wall, he's just going to be a rough spot. That's just damage that he can't even stop either. He needs to find a way to lock down Dan. Shield of Vengeance out. Atho, he's like, you know what? Do I want to actually commit full burst into Shield of Vengeance? I probably do not. I can always back away and then come back in once Hodge is available again. Though Hodge is going to be available now for Dan. So now it's going to be up to Atho to figure out how to deal with this. Might have to press the Shield of Vengeance here. There goes Shield of Dan also doesn't really want to mess with Shield of Vengeance either. So, but at the very least, Unfortunately, no, Atha does not have a shield defense to counter the bubble. That is what might put him in a rough spot. And that Dawn Light going to continuously put pressure. Try to see if he can pressure a bubble out of Dan. Might be able to do it. The constant hammers flying through. There goes the bubble. Does Atha have anything to follow up here? I think it might be lights for him doing whatever he can to live. But unfortunately, the bubble, the fact that he had an extra utility, an extra big immunity is going to give him that advantage. That inherent advantage that you can't really do much with. Plus, I feel like they really got to find a nice balance between Dawn Light Paladins and Hammer Paladins. I feel like Dawn Light is way too good in duels. And like, I don't want it to be bad. I don't want him to nerf it. I don't want to do anything like that. I'm just saying, like, it'd be kind of nice if you had a bit of variety. You know what I mean? Spice of life, variety, all that. Just trick. I am gonna call this guy Trickster, by the way. That is his name, more or less. His name is Trick. I called him Trucker before. It didn't work. I'm gonna call him Trickster. Oh man, he's gonna get himself a glaive thrown in onto Dan. Boomstick actually treading through Dan really quickly. Does he have the middle burst? He got nothing. Dan's got nothing for this. Dan's got nothing. Maybe he can live a little. The guy just needs one good hit. One good hit. Survival Hunter does a lot of damage, but also takes a ton of damage, man. Yeah, I think Templar's better than Herald. It's just down to 2 minutes. Yeah, I feel like if you had both immunities, you probably would be fine. Lemonade! Got us the big Reaper build. They buffed up Reaper a bunch too, so it's going to be interesting. Can he pull off the big one-shot? Or is he going to take down Trickster just slowly but steady? He does have 2 blurs in case he needs to. There goes the stun. Got up close in melee. Void Ray to follow. They did buff up the Void Ray damage too, and I think the basic consume damage too. So Devourer actually is doing quite a bit of damage. Without like even going for the big one-shot, he's doing quite a bit of damage. He is going to go for the Ivy Trickster anyway. What does your animation look like? Oh, actually it looks fine. I thought you were all stretched out. Never mind. Does go for a bit of a backflip. Try to see. Look, I think he's just going to consume him to death. He just sees one good consume, stun, and that's going to be Trickster. Try to see if you can make something happen. Boomstick actually doing damage. Oh, wait a second. He actually does trade. Unfortunately for the Demon Hunter, he had all the damage banked up. He had a one-shot, but he did not want to send it onto the Hunter, and the Hunter's survival with the burst they got, it's more than enough. It is more than enough. Boomstick together with a glaive doing work. Jess does get a chance to rematch versus Toxie though. This is the rematch he wanted. The Halo comes through. Is it better to go Halo if not Rift? He does have a lot of damage from the Halo. A ton of damage from the Halo. Toxie got plenty of damage. Try to go for the kick. It does get juked out. Cloak of Shadows to try to see if he can take down Just Priest. Just Priest has this burst. They're actually kind of okay. At 33% dampening, that healing is going to get devalued pretty heavily, but there's only so much you can do about it. And unless you have some kind of an out, he does have a trinket though. He does have a trinket. No more trinket for Rogue, no cloak either. So just if you have any cooldowns to follow up here. Or he's going to have to be very careful when he trinkets. I think I have to trinket that. Fade. I like the fade. I don't know if he was expecting to go for kidney shot, cheap shot. But I think that was maybe the right fade. Does go for a fade. I think went for a fear. Do you have the second fear? Second fear image? Or no, are you just dead? I thought he had a second fear image. I thought he was standing his ground to try to see if he can get double fear onto Toxie. But I don't know if it was able to or not. Hunter's mark is up. So Guerrero sees exactly what Toxie's at. He ain't gonna let him go nowhere. He ain't gonna let him go nowhere. Biting shot, Bestial Rat, and it's over. I think it's just gonna be lights here. He just sees a good kill command. Wait. You change your build? Are you a Dark Ranger all of a sudden? Because I'm expecting the Stampede. Wait! Huh? Wait, was that everybody on that team? Because Guerrero's DC'd. Was it actually? Hold on. 2, 3, 4. I think somebody did DC. I think we did have a DC. I guess the game is over. We're gonna run it again, but hopefully whoever DC'd, hopefully we get him back in. That disengage DC was so annoying, man. That was so bad. That was so unfortunate. Nah, can't play for real. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, Blizzard might just have to go and fix that on their end. Nasmirska and Johnny, let me know if you guys need more bodies or if you're good to go. And we'll send it again. What was that? 25, 26, 27. It's like Void Ray does no damage. In PvP, so it is mostly a spender and a resource generator, I think. I think that's what Void Ray is supposed to be more than anything. They did buff it recently, so it does more damage now. I mean, Reap and Consume both do more damage. They lower down the burst a bit. But you saw the consistent damage of that Demon Hunter was good. It's just the 100 turn around and pop burst. And I think the H was just trying to save that. He was like, I'm not going to burst this Hunter when he's like pretty much dead. I just did a couple more globals. But yeah. Let's do a Tol Viron. Let's do a Tol Viron. Hey, Alex. What's up, my guy? I got greedy. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Wait, were you the Demon Hunter? Lemon? Hold on. Is you the Demon Hunter? Wait, were you the Demon Hunter? Wait. Hold on. That actually would make sense because you do have... What is it? What's the name? Hold on. I need to see this. It is... Oh, there's Cool of Drudy. What's the other name? I can't tell. Drudy, or what have you guys moved? Him and Drudy are literally same health bar. There it is. Lemonade. Actually makes sense. Lemonade actually makes sense. I didn't realize that was you. How you liking the new Devourer, by the way? How you liking this thing? It's cheesy, isn't it? Did you get to play it when it was one-shotting people? Did you get to play it when it was like super cheesy? It was so fun, man. It was so fun. It was so fun. And the best part is if you don't go first to DH, you get to bank up all those souls ahead of time. That is kind of fun, isn't it? So you can just basically have bursts available immediately. Which we got ourselves Lemonade over for the team 2. I'm not going first. We got ourselves Dan. We got ourselves Radimus, Toxie, as well as Call of Duty versus the other team 1. With Trickster, we got ourselves Nesmerska, got ourselves Jess, Priest with Goeris, and your boy Arthur, man. And hey, get it to go first, huh? That's good. Sees the rogue immediately, rushes past it, but the rogue goes in for a step insta. Question is, do you trinket? Do you just trinket? Let's go. Immediate trinket, immediate darkness. Try to see if you can stop the rogue. And I think for Devourer, that may be the play, actually. Stun, insta, got himself a bit of damage. We'll need to ramp it up little by little. Question is, do you just go in for burst as soon as you have it? Because now you gotta have to be very, very careful with that backflip ability. You gotta have to be incredibly careful with that backflip. That or try to find the rogue, or meld. Or meld actually might be a good choice. Now that Smirsk is forced to try to see if he can find you, maybe land a sap on you, and Spectral Sight is gonna get you out. He is gonna be able to find you. And if he can see you, does sap you, unfortunately. Question is, does Smirsk, do you have enough burst? Kidney? Does Lemon live this? Does he blur in between? Does he backflip out of this real quickly? Or is this over? Hold on a second. Rushes out, get himself a shield, backflip out for a second. Do you have any healing? You got some damage. In prison. Do you have anything to follow up? Just a big go. Do you have a setup now? Because if you got damage, I think you just need to make it happen, right? Rogue with another vanish. Are the eyes available? At this point, you should have Spectral Sight, I imagine, right? Spectral Sight should be back up. Or is it not? Hold on. Hold on a second. Wait. Tell me you got Spectral. Tell me you got Spectral Sight. You do. You do. So now, at the very least, you can spot the rogue. It's going to go for full meta. Do you have enough burst damage? I feel like you just got to have a go. Now, do you have enough? Are you playing the other build? Or no? I was thinking it was going to go for like a full-on backflip and shenanigans, but maybe that's not what you play anymore. After all the changes, maybe you just play the rebuild with like the 11 annihilator range. Oh, that's what you're playing? I thought you were setting up for like a big old burst void scar. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I need to give that annihilator a go then. I need to give annihilator a go because I was the entire time I was like expecting you to just like pop meta and full burst him with the melee and backflips. One of the advantages of going melee build though is the backflips and the fact that they're so constant. It's kind of hard like to get a stun on Demon Hunter when they're just always midair or they're charging into you and just cleaving you down. So that is a little bit tough. But yeah, maybe not as tough. Yeah. I was thinking for a second, like I was expecting you to just go for like full one-shot burst, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what type of build you were going for. Sub is hard for the Demon Hunter spec, man. Sub is hard. Completely. Compared to Havoc, who just heal through all the damage. Sub versus Devourer. Devourer can do a lot, but like I feel like you can just get shut down by a rogue pretty hard too. It's going to be a full stun. Blessing is Saint. I mean, that's where the rogue cannot recover, cannot really respond. Does go for the blind while Saint is gone. Just looking for a reset. Trying to see if he can get himself a go again without a vanish, without a cloak. May have to go for a vanish here, unless you're just going for a dance and just try to see if you can get the rogue. Get a setup on the Paladino, a cheap shot off of it. Do you have any bursts to follow up? Shield Defendants? Definitely don't want to commit. Might be looking for a vanish. You do have a cooldown on it. And there goes the vanish. Unfortunately, though, the dots are going to keep you out in the open for just a little too long. How does the Smirsk escape this? Might have to go for a trinket. Might just have to go for a full defense. I'm trying to see if you can hold on to cooldowns as best as humanly possible here. to not send things too early against the paladin having to go for another vanish that is going to put him in a spot where he cannot get an easy escape anymore, unless he can maybe wait out for blind to come back, try to see if he can catch a re-stealth. Radimus more or less knows where he's at, but he kind of knows like, hey, if I just go chasing him, like I might as well maybe wait for the eyes. Eyes are available, so he's in a spot where you could just pick up eyes. And actually it would be better if you can like use the bop with eyes and the rogue nearby, and then there's nothing the rogue can really do. You're going to be able to force a cloak out of him probably pretty easily. Picking up the eyes, and this one, Nesmershka is not in a great spot right now. Just unfortunately out in the open. No gouge. Does go for a full kidney shot either way though. With a full burst out for the Paladina. I think he's expecting the Dawnlight and the improvement. Maybe just trinket, maybe just cloak and push on. You have enough? I think he's just going to try. I think he's going to try, but meld instead. But a meld, I think, was the right play. I think that was the right play. Now you still have a bubble to get through. Actually, no, you have Bob and Bubble still. Oh my god, it's so rough. It's so rough. For some reason, I thought that maybe you could push on through the lay on hands. And I feel like if you were in a good setup, in a good like burst space, maybe you could. But that's a little tough. Just a little rough. Sap, I mean, what do you do from here though? You have a blind, you have double dance, you have evasion, but I think Radimus is gonna punish you. I think Radimus is gonna punish you. Yeah, it's gonna punish you. I feel like Rogue versus Paladin has now become, oh man, that blessing is saying counter to the kidney. Like if you had any CCs to follow up, any kind of pressure to put on Radimus, you are putting in decent damage. It's just you don't have the CC that really lands because the blessing is saying. I feel like the changes to Rogues and the CC structure. Rogue versus Paladin is much more of a chess match than ever. Rogue still have survivability that just lets them get away with the absolute murder. Like they can just literally get dotted down like full rot by pallet and just walk away, sippy cup, and they're pretty much okay. They just get away with it. It's just absolutely unreal. Paladins, on the other hand, playing the Dawnlight, you don't have that initial immediate upfront damage, so gives a rogue a chance to potentially escape it and then go for a recovery. But you are having to play and rotate your immunities versus that of the rogues as well. Full kidney does go for the trinket. Stun, lands, blades are up for Nesmershka. Does he just follow up? Because Radimus could still take a lot of damage. He got himself Hand of Freedom and try to see if he can just stay away and just range out Nesmershka, which I think is the right call here. Just do damage from afar. Vanish for Nesmershka, catches a reset, and that's going to be Radimus going for a full reset himself. I don't know if the eyes are available on the far side of the arena. They are. So might be his opportunity just to go grab them. Though in the next minute, I don't think Wings are going to be up. What's up, Jake? How you doing, my guy? How's the TBC leveling going, man? I'm actually so surprised to hear that it was just I'm surprised to hear it was as bad as it was, man. Like I heard that they had server issues out of the wazoo. So it's like only the third attempt to launch TBC servers. Like, can you imagine they would have had it like figured out by now, right? As Radimus does. You know what? That's a mount I barely ever seen. That's like the Gilnean version of the horse. It's like a unique PvP mount you can get from the stable guy. Honestly, SCBA with TBC, I think I'm more excited for Midnight ADP and Overwatch. Yo, actually, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I feel like the hype, it would have been great if there was a smooth launch, but when you just slow it down, it's just like, yeah, it's a big time investment in TBC, man, to level to max. Although now we're apparently did it in 19 hours, so yeah, I imagine that discourages a couple of people. Like, oh well, I mean, I guess like streamers were always going to be able to get a super quick leveling, but yeah. When everybody's just struggling to get through the gate and then the streamer gets it done to max in 19 hours, they're like, oh my god, I'm already behind. I already feel discouraged. Bob's still available for Radimus though. If the Nesmershka had a bit of a tussle, I would have actually, I'm finding myself in some cases where, especially when it comes to rogue duels, I'm even having side chatters with the chat. Not even commentating exactly what's happening with Rogue, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, this Rogue is 100% fine. There's no way that this go, by whatever class they're up against, is actually taking him down. Especially Rogue versus Paladin. I feel like there's just too many ways that a sub-Rogue can just get away from a Paladin now. Especially Midnight. That's another fantastic mount. Also another PvP mount as well. Does this Nesmershka have anything to follow? I mean, he's got blades. He could try to see if he can make a play. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a defensive to follow up, though. He doesn't have a vanish. He doesn't even have a blind. He doesn't have anything to reset. So what he could do is spread his arm onto Radimus. But if he opens up right now, he's just going into the blender. And he's just putting himself out to get punished. The only thing he'll be able to do is shadow meld a Hodge. That's it. That's all he can do right now is try to meld a Hodge. And maybe he can. Shield defense up immediately. Blades and everything is available. Maybe you meld now. If you were to meld and you hit you with a Hodge, that's the only way to dodge it. But right now, Radimus is actually taking a bit of damage. Cheap Shot is going to be shortest, but Radimus' health not looking that good. I don't know if the Smershka has any damage that can follow up afterwards. All you can maybe do is catch a reset. Quick meld for a second, has a trinket, maybe a Sipic up. I think the Smershka could possibly still win it. The Dawn Light though, never mind. For some reason, I thought he could still pull it back because Radimus was low. Bop is on him. Just got to live it long enough. Cloak is coming back up very, very soon. You have a trinket in case there's any follow-up CC. Unfortunately, doesn't quite land. With Radimus taking that kill. And up next is going to be Jess. Is it going to be Atho? Is it Trick or is it Goeris? One of you guys got to go. Is it Jess? Yeah, Shadow Priest versus Pally is another duel that I actually really enjoy watching, especially with some of the class changes. I think the new Priest, especially when you get like all the talents at the end of the day, could be really, really good against the Paladino. Just absolutely collapses all the void on him. Shield defendants, lay on hands, barely keeping him alive. It looks like the healing reduction from the Scythian actually ended up kicking in there against lay on hands specifically. Blind, but the tentacle slaps are still coming through with the dots. I mean, there's just the rot. Just the rot. Unless you have a full-on magic immunity or a bubble to just reset those dots, I feel like there's just not much you can really do. And the other team is giving Jess a proper chance to get a proper honor duel. Is it Druida next? Is it Toxie? Or is it Dan? One of you guys gotta go. One of you guys gotta go because he's gonna get a cooldowns back. Trinket not available anymore for Jess. I feel like for Jess, the better matchup here will probably be Druida though. Not a great matchup. Not a one you win immediately. But I think a better one, although Toxie, I feel like he's just like, all right, Jess, it's the third time we're fighting each other. Let me just end this real quick. Let me just do you in again. So far, Shadow Priest has not been able to really match the Rogue super well. I feel like maybe the Priest's setup required to deal with the Rogue is just a little too high. Trinket immediate blind is Toxic looking for a reset. Maybe Jess still lands a hit. Unfortunately, with that smoke bomb, not happening. Eyes are available. Does have maybe a fade, will not have a fear for a little bit. Unless you have something, maybe just live. Maybe just Aegis, shield, and live. That is a full blades. That is a full secret technique. That is a full coup de grace. Faded in between. Still could go for a cheap shot. Does get a juke. Hold on a second. Fear coming up very, very soon. You just need a fear. You need this fear. No, it's just over. I was thinking you needed that. That's the only thing that was going to keep you alive is a fear. And then the image to re-fear the Rogue if he ever was really, really low. Cloak by Toxie does avoid the flare opener by Goeris. Is Goeris still pack leader or is he Dark Ranger now? Because last time he went pack leader, he didn't really get that Stampede rolling in. Unless he just adjusted his talents to just remove Stampede out of the equation completely. Toxie's in a decent spot right now. Unfortunately, Freezing Trap, he could, as long as he just doesn't stand on top of Goeris, he'll be okay. That's what Rogue started doing. Don't stand on top of the Hunter ever. Don't get behind him. That's just where the traps always go. As it's going to be full evasion. Boy, the Rogue looking like he's going to commit. Shadow Step is available. I think it's his last step up. I don't know if he's got sprint. If he got any way to double back. Dude, the damage from these pets. Even through evasion, the pets can get behind the Rogue so easily. That's going to be a stun with a freeze. You have a Vanish. Hold on. Maybe Toxie still makes something happen. Vanish is available. It's still getting seen by Hunter's Mark. Does have a step. You have a cheap shot. If you have a stun right now, it's over. You can maybe live. Cheat death is available in case he needs it. He's still kind of sort of alive. Just needs to find a way to CC Goeris. Meld. Does he have enough? Kidney? Oh, I was thinking the pets might just do you in, but apparently not. Toxic does survive, but Trick gonna be up next. Trickster gonna be up next. I don't think Toxic can do much here, man. I don't think he can do much. First aid, 69% dampening. I mean, yo, if they're gonna give Atho as Dan and Drudy, can you guys throw Toxie heals? Because if they are gonna be doing that full honor duel, I don't know if they're doing the honor duel, like, but if they are, just throw him heals, man. Pump him back up if you can. You don't gotta lay on hands him or anything, but like if you want to heal him, unless he's already in combat. Yeah, he's already walking in. He's already walking in. At this point, yeah. Life and Caloric log is nice. I like it. Look at that. It's so good. I like it. I need to get myself Life and Skull masks. I don't think I've ever got the rep with WAD. If WoW Town Walking comes around again, I think it'll be worth it. I think it's going to be dots for the rogue with the gun, the grenades, the dots, the rod, the glaive. It's over. The burst of survival is real good. Real good. Dan is up next over for the team 2. We got 2 left. 75% dampening because the rogue and the paladin duel actually was a kind of a long one, wasn't it? Kind of long one. Does the game normally go to 75% dampening at 13-14 minutes? I feel like they changed the dampening timer a little. Just like slightly. Last week, a bunch of our duels ended up around like 8 to 10 minute mark. On average. If not almost always 8, closer to maybe even 9, I'd say. But Freezing traps it down. Trick does have himself a decent setup. That is going to be a trinket with a full stun by Dan. Hopefully Trickster did not get like disengaged EC or anything like that. Biting Shadow to Dan. Does Trick have any burst actually? Because I think if he has any decent burst, he could maybe make something work here. Medic benefit for just a second stun onto Dan. Just trying to see if he can stay away. Turtle Shell may just have to come out here. And I don't really know what he could do as a follow-up here. Maybe just hit him with a freezing trap. I think he tried to. Maybe this way you just make some damage happen. Boomstick? I was thinking for a second maybe Boomstick would do it. But no, lay on hands last second. And it's up to Athens to try to see if he can figure out a way to bring back his team victory. I play so much WoD that I would be surprised if WoD Meta Achieve ever comes out and not have it instantly. Yeah, I'm gonna be dreading when WoD... Actually, it might be the lightest and the easiest meta achievement to get because there was like no content in Warlords. The Shadowlands was a lot of content, dude. You had all the Covenant Sanctums and all the reps. You had Torghast, you had Zereth Mortis, you had the Maw. You had so many achievements to get. With WoD, it's going to be like a couple of garrison achievements. Maybe like some stuff in each zone and the last zone the jungle. Like some rare achievement, and that's it. It's going to be like 3 achievements, man. It actually might be the lightest. It might be the easiest. With how little content that expansion had. You know, if we don't include any cut content, because we never got to play it. We never get to play it. Full burst out by Atho. I've been to immediate bubble out for Dan. Atho is in a great spot right now. Dampening super high. Will need to use immunities very, very carefully. Dan just trying to see if he can rod him down. But is the rod going to be enough? I think Atho is realizing that, you know what? I think my self-healing, it's barely doing anything. Maybe a first aid? Maybe first aid would come out and be super, super helpful. Dan is just trying to see if he can either rod down Atho or heal himself. Dawnlighter himself, I think, is not a great play. I don't think that does a lot of healing. I think Dawnlighter on Atho would eventually force a bubble though. First aid, stun, Atho having to go for human racial. No more big immunity out of Dan. Actually, he does have one. Atho may have to trade an immunity here. I don't know if you go for lay on hands. Not lay on hands, I mean Spell Warden. I guess Spell Warden would make sense. Does Atho have lay on hands? I think he just used it, right? If he does have lay on hands, he'll still be in a great spot. Try to see if he can end it. If Dan can't get a Dawnlight on him, yeah, Atho just takes him out with a hammer, and he's still got a bubble in case he needs to. As long as he doesn't get silenced, he'll be okay. Those hammers actually stopping the druid from having a proper go. Atho may be looking for a bubble here immediately. I don't really know if he can really do too much in terms of recovery. He's trying to see if he can catch up to the Boom Kid. But it looks like he's going to have to be able to, at least he's going to be able to back up out here for a second. Full Starfall is out for Judy. He's in a decent spot right now. He just got to plink away some health from Atho. And eventually Atho does die, I think. Unless he can maybe lay on hands. No lay on hands. I was thinking for a second, like, would he lay on hands? Did he not? Toxie does pick up 2. Well done, well done. Masked Chuckler is a great title. Is it actually? Is that from the rep? That's sick if true. Let's get another one going. That was a long one, chat. That was a real long one. The Rogue versus Paladin Druid had become more of a chess match than I expected. I feel like now that everybody's settling in on how the class plays, it's like, okay, Dawnlight isn't going to kill me immediately. I now have a chance. With all the nerfs and changes, I now have a chance to actually make something work. Wait, is that the chess piece? Does the chess piece come with this guard? That's so sick, dude. I gotta get that set. I still gotta go buy it. And Especially, let me know when you're good. We'll send it. I can check and we'll... Yeah, if you want to, Alex, you can start a second or third group if you wanted to. But if we do get spots, man, I'll let you know. Let's do Dalaran Sewers. Let's do a smaller arena. I feel like maybe Tolveron was what helped draw that game out a little. But a smaller arena, a smaller map probably will do a difference. Probably will have a world of difference here. I'm done with 2BT for a few days. I'll log in quests and just more playable. Yeah, honestly, like at this point you're just like, at this point you're just gonna be frustrating yourself, man. You know what I mean? Can somebody remind me of those my favorite games in childhood? Or DPS feel the same? I find only solace in monk spec. Wait, what? There we go. Here we are. Which got ourselves is the DH first. Demon Hunter, dude. The Havoc with Illidanes. He was back. Got himself a big tackle down onto Trick. Trick is in a spot right now where he may need to go for Freezing Trap, summon anything, just to peel the Demon Hunter off. The Boomstick trying to make a play. He is going to go full meta. Trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. The Abyssal Gaze. All those hits. Hold on. Did he just die? He does die. I was thinking he's in Turtle. He's in full immunity with 50. What is it? 50% DR? Actual 50%. Wait, is that actual Jesus? Wait a second. We had an Unholy DK. Hopefully he'll be back. I don't know if he will be, but we'll see. We'll see. Hold on a second. Go Harris is up next. I don't know what happened to the Death Knight. We had a fourth over for the Team 1, but looks like Team 1 is going to be man down. Is it just going to be the Demon Hunter popping off? It's going to be all the pets flying in. Is actually going to go. Illidane's going for the charges back and forth. Was Illidane's the Demon Hunter that was like, that went underwater as an Aquaman? You know what I mean? Like what? Was he the Aquaman guy? What? Stun onto the Hunter either way though. Got himself full eye beam to follow up. Blade Dance right after. As he got himself full setup. Goer's, oh my god, there's still a lot of damage taken. But the Demon Hunter, the question is, do you have enough survivability? Because you don't have a trinket anymore. You might actually be in a bit of a rough spot. You might actually be in a bit of a rough spot, honestly. I don't really know, unless you're just gonna use the pets to like leech healing off of him. Because if he has all these pets attacking him and he just cleaves them with Bestial Wrath, that is going to be a rough one. Does go for Imprison into Turtle Shell. This is where Goresh is going to get some passive damage. Illidane just trying to see if he can build up whatever momentum, whatever pressure he can. Got himself the charges back to back. Whatever shields that he can be gotten. Darkness down. Literally using Haunt on the pet just so he can leech health off of him. Whatever he can pick up from these pets just to keep himself alive. Barely keeping himself in play. Freezing Trap to follow up. And Illidane's, I mean, is just not in an amazing spot. Not an amazing spot. Unless you have another stun, something, anything. Blur is available. Doesn't matter, actually. So maybe just meta pass. I was thinking maybe meta right after that. I beam to follow up. Does pick up a ton of health. My god, every time he goes in a meta, that is a full heal. Is Goer's dead? Oh, I think Goer's was like, wait, why is my kill command not working? Okay, let me find literally pet revive. Freeze the trap down. Does avoid it completely. And Jesus is back. This guy, I haven't seen him in a hot second, man. He is back in. Question is, can a Holy Death Knight with the Army of Undeads overpower the self-healing of Illidane's? We're just gonna go flying up in the air. Just gonna pelt ya. Is it enough? AMZ and AMS are holding on strong, but barely. He is still taking damage to his face with the silence right after. Does backflip out of there. Illidane's needs healing, but majority of the army, I think, is gone. Majority of the Army of Undeads is gone, so for Illidane's, this actually might be the spot where he can possibly turn this around versus Jesus. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Got himself a big burst to follow. I think it's just over for the Death Knight. Unless he can lock down Illidane's right now, he's in a great spot. Him doing the back-to-back like charges and charging back, that gives him just enough shielding. just to keep himself alive. Yet another set of army coming down by the Death Knight. Try to see if he keep the ghouls spawned in as best as possible. Got him some damages as IBF to hold on. Next time Illidanes gets an I-beam, I think it might be lights, man. Might be lights. Whatever shielding is barely keeping him alive. Jesus, no help whatsoever. Trying to go for death strikes. Isn't going to be enough though. Does he have the damage? I-beam to follow. I think it might be lights here. Gripping him in. AMS available just to deal with the Demon Surge. Demon Hunter knows when to get health and back out. At least Demon Hunter knows exactly when to pop in and pop out of there. Continuing to rush around, just spamming Fell Rush just to give him some survivability. Sigil of Misery does go for a trinket to break out of it. Illidanes, I think, has a backflip, but I'm not 100% if it's tracking it. May not be tracking. Does he have mobility? One more rush. Does he have AoE? Army of Undead. Everything's summoned up. Everything's available. That's passive damage for the Death Knight. This is the best place he could be right now. Illidanes does have a fly up. I don't know if he can go airborne versus the DK. He might just have to. Might just pull him away from the pillar and go airborne just to pelt him from a distance. But that's what I think the Death Knight knows. He knows there's going to be that moment at some point. But look, every time he I-beams, he picks up so much health. It's crazy. I mean, he just recovered a ton of health just now. It is still a lot of pets attacking him, but he recovered a ton of health. I don't know. I think he might just have to meta. He might just have to go for a meta from around corner here. He might just have to meta. I think ideally he'd like to save meta for whoever's next, but he might just have to meta. He might just have to meta. I-beam to follow. Got him so blade dance on top of it. With there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. I don't know if Jesus can actually just stay away. He's trying to do whatever he can. Chain of Ice to perma the Demon Hunter. Just trying to cleave whatever death strikes he can. Flying up in the air. Unfortunately, it does put his like metamorphosis. Or just goes in for a big old lance from around the pillar. Never mind that. Holy. Kidding this shot? I don't think the Demon Hunter goes down, right? Yeah. Absolutely had a hell of a run. Absolute like blaster of a class. And then just as soon as you don't have a trinket, the rogue just takes you down to kid a shot. It's crazy. It is actually crazy. That was just, I love the back and forth between the Death Knight and Illidanes. Is the Illidan versus Arthas, except this time Illidan won that one. Except Illidan won that one, dude. Is the rematch that I think a lot of people would have loved to see back in the day. Nesmershka though tried to see if he catch up to Drudy. Got himself a freebie, easy kill off of the Demon Hunter, but has a lot of the cooldowns and everything available for Drudy. He's trying to see, it looks like he's trying to wait until he has himself perfect lineup with blades and everything. Next stun go. There goes the blades, there goes everything. Drudy does have bar skin. I think it might be light. Cheap shot, it's over. Gotta love it with rogues, man. The lockdown are huge. Actually so good. Is it Radimus next? It is Radimus next. Yeah. Is that all three? Is that all four of people who played on Team 1, or did somebody DC? Because I know we had the DK DC, but then you got it back in. The passive absorb the healing are insane. They really are right now, isn't it? And I was wondering, like, is it just like the Demon Hunter design, or is that like just leech as a stat, or maybe scaling? Might be a low level scaling partially, but a lot of their health healing is percentage based, is it not? So I don't know. I imagine this is going to be about the same in the future, but yeah, Nesmershka is in a decent spot though for the time being. He took out Boomkin, but he's gonna have to probably go for like, he's gonna have to play chess match with him, isn't he? Havoc is a sleeper OP because everybody's too busy playing Devourer. That is true. I don't disagree. I do not disagree. Someone said Havoc is back to Legion-esque version. I would even say BFA. I think in BFA they weren't killable. They had so much passive healing, they did not need a healer. Mostly because of all this Azerite procs with Leech, it was just kind of wild. But yeah, I think BFA, honestly. Maybe like End of Legion, I could agree, but yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if this Nesmershka lives or dies here. Evasion to follow, it's just gonna be lights, man. It's just gonna be lights, unfortunately. Unless it's a rogue, if you just like counter him perfectly cooldown for cooldown, it's not easy. And now it's gonna come down to Atha to try to see if he can bring back victory for his team. He's got a Demon Hunter. I think a Devourer, right? Devourer. I like the soda cans you guys got. I like how Dan doesn't even join you. There's literally drinks for the whole team, for the homies, and he doesn't even join you for it. Full immunity out for Radimus. That is good for Atham. Being able to get an immunity out and back it up out of there, ideal. Ideal. Did you dot up Atham with a Dawn Light? I don't even know if you did. I think it might have been Dawn Light defensively. But now I think Radimus is left with not a lot. Yeah, because Atham, if he can just commit, depending on who is up next, I feel like ideally for Atham, the matchup would be Radimus, which I think Radimus could still bring back victory. That or really leave Atherman hurting for whoever's going to be up next. Maybe come back with a win, but it's kind of hard when the other pally has both immunities, Spell Warden and Bubble, and Lay on Hands ready to go. Does go for the full blind just to continue the pressure. Unless Radimus escapes right now, he's just going to be in the world of hurt. But for Atho, I think ideally it would be Radimus and then hopefully Demon Hunter. Maybe you can cut him out. Maybe you can stay away from him, heal up, and then come back for Dan with all the cooldowns. Unless he just does not really need to send any immunities against Radimus. That would help him out a lot if he doesn't have to. Would help him out a lot. Plus, like I was saying, after making sure to delay the Hodge until perfect opportunity. Actually, I don't know if it was perfect. I think Let's Say Sag did end up reducing the stun duration, and Radimus actually letting that stun sit full on Atho, using it to back away, using it to live. Atho got the big hammers. He's looking to end this duel, but needs to be very careful with his health bar. There goes the Lay on Hands. Radimus doesn't have any immunity, so if Atho can just push him and force him over the edge, he might be in a good spot, but like, I don't really know, man. I don't really know. Shield Defenders to follow, and I think the next Hodge might take it, right? Never mind, next Hodge for Radimus might take it, because after if he doesn't commit, he might need to commit a button. After he's trying to see if he can just not commit a button, he might need to press something. Anything, there goes the bubble. That is so unfortunate, but he knows he can land a kill versus Radimus. Unfortunate that he had to commit a bubble. For Radimus, I think that's what he was trying to do. And it's going to be dead. Now it's going to be a Paladin with a bubble and a bop, where Atho doesn't have bubble. Oh, he has a Spell Warden. But unfortunately for Atho, he can now get stun locked. Super unfortunate, honestly. Actually unfortunate. But unless he gives him like a full honor duel. I don't even know if an honor duel fixes it, man. I feel like he would literally need to wait 3 minutes until bubbles back up. He would have to wait. He would have to wait. I don't know if you have like any mana whatsoever. Yeah. I don't know. I think I might just have to use Spell Warden here super early. Maybe he could wait out until Lay on Hands is back up. Work that back. Yeah, he just has to have a go. He just has to have a go. Dude, if Atho comes back out on top here, I'll be very, very, very surprised. Very surprised, just because it's a rough situation to be in. Atho, unfortunately, does get some random cleaves into Lemon. Not like he can really do much about it, honestly. Shield of Venice last second for that Dawn Light. I think it just lights, man. I think it just lights with a bubble. Yeah, not much you can really do in that situation. Illidase don't pick up. Illidase did more healing than damage. Buddy is cracked. Holy, let's get ourselves another one here, guys. Let's get ourselves another one, boys. Johnny and Esqueshka, let me know when you boys are ready. I'm gonna see what this ping in Discord is. I'm gonna see what that ping is all about. Hold on a second. Both are ready? Beautiful. Yeah, let me go see what that ping is. Did I save that other match? I'll just save it just in case I forgot to. What is it? Never needed 20 weak auras, just read the talent tree and mine roll the bones. What? What? Wait, so this guy popped into Discord and he goes, can somebody remind me why this class printing is good? I'm really struggling to play my favorite game since childhood. And I told him one of the advantages now you can play auto without needing 20 weak auras because you play the spec. Dali is saying hit combo is harder, the more fun minigame, the dot management, and being good at AF. What? But what? Bro, managing roll and KIR and trickster random ass resets and constant rotation swaps based on which buff you have, and pistol procs and super charge, and maintaining adrenaline rush 100% of the time with 0 mistakes in 6 sec huge windows. While there is any slight server tick delays and not needing a WA for all of that. Seriously, I don't know what the fuck this guy's on. That is some stupid ass shit. Actually so dumb. Guy has to be 100% rage bait. Honestly, I got rage baited. GG. There's no way there's a serious reply, man. Actually, no way. Outlaw, dude. No. Nah. We can argue like, well, technically you didn't need 20 weak auras. Bro, you needed so many just so you could have mental capacity to enjoy the game. You literally had a weak aura play parts of the class for you just so you could play it normally and just focus on your rotation. Actually, nah, serious. I got rage baited. There's no serious. There's just no way it's serious, man. Actually, good rage bait. It's gotta be, man. It's gotta be. Look, do classes need to be like super like through buttons? Probably not. But they also like, what are the, he just asked like, what is the advantage of the prune? Outlaw rogue. Easily. There's still people in the community that want outlaw to go back to combat. And that is like even simpler. Could this make it simpler? Yes, but like, I kind of like roll the bones and pistols and stuff. Holy. Legit, I got rage baited there, chat. I actually got rage baited. I don't think that guy is serious. I don't think he's a serious player whatsoever. He just said, I said, dude, just play out. You need a weak auras. And he's like, just read your talents and mind the roll the bones. And I'm like, buddy, what are you on? Chat, how many of you play roll the out the rogue? The answer, none. Because it's literally one of the, it's not a satisfying spec because it's super rough. And it's not even that satisfying when you do pick it up. It's like a human saying they want to go back to monk. It's like humans saying they want to go back to monkey. Probably. What is it consider rage bait because you don't agree? To I anyway. It is aimed the forum to ask honest and unbiased opinions. I mean, if you're looking at old outlaw and are like, just read the talents, bro. It's kind of troll. Yeah, like what? What is this guy on? Which? If the opinion is wrong. Hear me out. If the opinion is wrong. Yeah, that's weird, man. What is happening with Team 1? They're missing a guy again. Is it the rogue? Is it someone else? I don't even know, but it's going to be Lemonade immediately having to go up versus Jesus. Full army of undead. And Lemonade, I think, is going to be a little bit behind here just because there's no way for him to really ramp up. His class needs a ramp. Blur is up, but I don't know what else he could really do. He does go for a full meta. Are you just going to go for a full setup? Wait a second. That Devour Reap combo just in this mode is actually kind of wild. If he can get himself more of those Devour Reaps through Jesus, that would actually maybe do the trick. While meta is active, just trying to see if he casts into him. I think Jesus is being very, very careful with the cast. Never mind. Maybe. Hold on. Wait a second. Does Lemon come out on top? Hold on a second. He needs a couple more casts. Just Devour with maybe a Reap or two. Wait. He actually wins that? I am amazed. I am legit amazed. He won it. They kicked from Arena? Wait. Why? Why did they kick you? Is there any way you can come back to Smoshka? Okay. Atham? What they may have to do is they may, like Team 1, if Team 2 gives Team 1 a proper honor duels, then maybe there's a chance that Team 2, even though they're man down, can still play out a full game. Which is super unfortunate, by the way. I'm sorry your game kicked ya. It was doing that the first week we were doing duels, right? It was doing that pretty often. We thought it was an add-on issue, but at this point it's just got to be the game, right? It's got to be the game or something. Yo, I'm actually so surprised that Johnny out here actually won that duel. I thought the whole army of undead, there's just no way he wins it. But Lemonade with his cast, man, apparently can do some work. Apparently can do work. He's just gonna need meta at some point. I don't know if he's gonna be able to work up another meta for Atha. And Atha, if he can come over there and get a stun, the mobility is all he's really got keeping him alive right now. That's a lot of hammers flying in from afar though. That is a ton of hammers. Does go for the stun from a distance. Hard to follow. I think it might be lights here, yeah. Unless he's got something to live. I don't know if he can live. Picking up whatever souls he can. Does go for a bit of a backflip. I being Void Ray is maybe going to give you some more souls to work with. Maybe they'll give you enough healing. But he actually does give him enough healing. There goes the meta. Hold on a second. Can he make some work off the meta? Oh, no. The ramp up, man. It's crazy. Actually crazy. Oh, my goodness. Holy. Athman does have all these trees all around him. I don't really know, man. Just back, trying after reloading. Yeah, unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. Yeah, what we may have to do is team 2. If you guys are nice enough, if you're feeling nice and respectful for the day, if you're feeling courteous, then yeah, then you may need to do the whole, what's it called? What's it called? Then you may need to you may need to give them an honor duel or two, man. You may need to give that team 1 an honor duel. Like if Atha dies and the hunters, or if Atha wins, you may just have to give him like a chance to recover at the very least. Boomkin trying to make sure he takes down Atha. Last time Atha walked in, there was just not a lot of immunities ready for Drudy. But Drudy, I think, I feel like this man has been putting himself through a trials playing against a bunch of Boomkins. Left and right and center, man. Left, right, and center. This is going to be a knockback onto Atha. Got himself 4 Wake of Ashes into a Searing Glare to follow up. Got himself a Hodge right after. Or at least trying to see if he can get a Hodge. Or was it just a normal hammer? Sometimes I just see a hammer from above. I'm thinking a Hodge. Unless it was another proc, which actually might have been it completely. As it's going to be Barskin available, Atha may have to burn a bubble here. Question is, does he get to? Is going to be a quick kick for Boomkin. That's going to be an opportunity for you to go for a clone. I'm surprised he didn't go for a clone. Actually might just die. The fact that he didn't go for a clone, I think puts him in a rough spot. There's just no way to win now. Hodge, yeah, it's over. Yeah, it is over. I think we're just trying to create all those little denizens of dreams and let it do enough, man. Let her do more than enough. Dan is going to be up next, though. I'm just trying to see if he can get himself around the corner. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Possibly, potentially. He's just trying to see if he can get himself around here. Sorry, I'm so distracted by the Discord thing, man. I'm still distracted because that is going on back to back. Wait, did we lose another guy? Or no, it's just the DKDC. Okay. At this point, I'm just like, please don't lose more people, man. I mean, I'm going to give them proper chances to play. As Dan tried to see if he could pressure Atha, immediate bubble follow-up. Atha will not have anything to follow up here. And unless he can maybe capitalize on some damage right now versus Dan, to push some kind of pressure, to push an immunity right here, right now, that would be ideally best for him. Dan tried to see if he could get around it, but unless he's got something, lay on hands doesn't get procced. Atha's not done. He's still here. He's still continuing the punishment, trying to keep it going for as long as possible. I don't know if Atha has a lay on hands, but that's a lay on hands on a dam. And that is really, really good for Atha. And nothing Atha has is a human racial for whatever stun Dandoin throws out. So he's actually going to be okay for the time being. He's actually going to be okay for the time being. Hodge, he could does human racial out of it. Does he have survivability? Does he have lay on hands? That is the question. Dawn, like burning him down. If he's got nothing, I think it might be lights for him. If he got nothing, I think it's light. Shield of Vengeance, barely keeping him alive. Wake of Ashes available. Hammers does come down as well. It's just trying to see if he can get himself around here. Got himself full shield. Maybe, possibly. Stun to follow right after. I mean, unless he's got some kind of a setup. Unless he's got some kind of something. I think it's over, right? I think it's over. Yeah. I wish, man. I wish I could follow lay in hands. Because otherwise, I just have no idea if that is still available for the Paladin. If that is the ace in the pocket, ace in a hole, or if they just spent it. And Dan, I think, might just have to pop himself a bubble here. There goes the bubble. There's where Trick is going to go for a full turtle. I was thinking, like, he's got to find a way to deal with immunity for immunity. So a turtle for the bubble might just have to be the play. Might just have to be the actual play. Let's just try to see if we can handle freedom around here with the horse. Pody up. Try to see if he can get himself around the angle with a full freezing trap right after. Can survive 100 do any damage beyond? He's got boomstick. He's got boomstick. Although the Bob does up a lot of his damage. Although you still have grenades. You still do have grenades and a freezing trap available as well whenever that is up. And I'm actually, it's so hard to track your pet too. Wait, it's attacking the wrong guy. I was thinking for a second, wait, it's attacking the wrong guy. I think Dan got confused a little bit which one he's supposed to be attacking. Does get a trinket out for Dan immediately with a stone right after. If Trick got himself any kind of like a decent setup, maybe you can follow. I think he really needs the Mongoose Bites, right? Or not Mongoose Bites. He needs the Raptor Strikes from a distance. Outside of Big Boomstick and the grenades, I think he does need himself the maybe Aspect of the Eagle and just Raptor Strike Dan down. Does go for coordinated, try to see if he can end it. Big Chakram and does end up taking him out. Illidan's up next. Do you give him the honor duel? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Yeah, I don't think you do. It's gonna come down to both of these hunters. Hopefully Goeris is in camo to catch up whatever healing he can, because the impetus is getting kinda high. Stun onto Trick, does go for a stone reversal. Back to Illidan's Boomstick firing away, but unless he's got something, Illidan's is gonna be able to take him out. Only 40% dampening, so he's still able to go for quite a lot of healing. Stun right after as he got himself full Bestial Wrath to follow. Charging right back in. Silence right after as he got himself full I-Beam to follow. Man. Full, what is it? Blade Dance? What is it? Is it a Blade Dance? Death Sweep? I think it's Death Sweep while in meta, right? Oh my. I mean, he's still doing a decent bit of healing and 43% dampening. He does have a trinket still. Binding Shot does connect for Guerreros. That is going to be a better spot. I don't really know if Guerreros trinketed though, but that actually might have put him in a situation where there's just nothing you can do to win at this point. Feign Death for a second. Got himself what looks like Pet Sack, but unless he can get away from Illidan's or Crowd Control him with like a freezing trap, it's over. It is going to be Lights, and that's going to be Lance. Yeah, Lance takes him out. That is so rough, man. That is rough. Damn. Damn. Oh, man. Let's get ourselves another one going. Hopefully, Nasmeshka, he doesn't DC you this time. Because so far, it's been like, what, 2 duels in a row where there's only like 4 people on one team. Midnight, duels, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31. Alright, what is this guy saying, man? Hold on, because there's been a lot of back and forth. You need a couple of weird cards, but not 20. Come, Kai, what the hell? Oh, yeah, okay. Phanosipin is considered rage bait and dismissed because you don't agree. This ain't the fourth to ask how to advise if it is TY anyway. What? No, it's my opinion about how I felt the class to work. And how I felt the class to work? What does that even mean? What? What does that even mean? Beyond Lixthos and 1 or Roll the Bones. Isn't... Or... What is that one talent for rogues? This guy's level 7. No, I can't see his thing. Are you an outlaw? No, assassination. Oh, that still works actually. With edge case. Yeah, I don't really know, dude. What is this guy on? I used to do 4.9 million on my brew. What? What's he on? What is this? He left. He left. This disc is feeling like a chamber of Reddit UI for your time. What the hell? I can't debate what you think I did or did not, but I'm not getting involved in the strawman arguments. This disc feels like an echo chamber of Reddit. Chat, when at any point does that... Whatever, dude. Actual moron. Actual moron. Holy... Yeah, that felt like a situation where somebody came out talking out of their ass, and I'm like, what is he on about when it comes to Outlaw? Like, look, if you... Okay, let me also break this down too. I think that is a very, very interesting argument of, does the game really need to have classes be pruned? Pruned can be bad. Like, we all played, if you did play in BFA, class prune in BFA felt pretty bad. Right? Having every ability on GCD, not that fun. So, that was pretty rough. Is a bad version of all the weaker packages. I know that Luxos apparently gave people a lot of like performance losses, but like I don't really use the weaker. I'm pretty sure it's a package. Yeah, any group for 5v5s, we'll get some up going. Actually, we do have 2 right now. Let me yap here for a second, and then we get another one going. Lord, run. Yeah. This guy was talking about the bottom line of easy access specs. He said something about like liking Monk, and it's like, okay, well maybe like Monk I can agree with you. Like, did Monk need to change? Because I don't like the Monk in Midnight. I just don't. Like playing it on a beta, I didn't really enjoy it. It felt a little like underbaked. Same with Feral Druid. So like if you're like, hey, I'm a Feral Druid, I don't like the new Feral, I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. But saying like, hey, did classes have to be like nuked in terms of complexity? Like, I don't really know if we needed classes to be complex for the sake of complexity. Like, if that means fixing worst cases, like Outlaw Rogue, what I felt was the worst case that has been in terms of like classes just complex just for the sake of being annoyingly complex. Like, yeah, that one did not need to be. The Thrash Feral, yeah, like Feral, I can see that. Windwalker, I can see that. But like a lot of the other, like maybe Fire Mage and having them be stands and still in fireballing things, probably not good that your Pyroblast isn't worth using when the enemy is low at health in execute window, right? Probably not a good idea. So like if you want to do some outliers, we could talk about outliers. You want to talk about like healers not having a kick, we can talk about that. But like large in part, I'm not against like a lot of the streamlining. So it's like you still play the identity of a spec and you still get the job done. You just don't do BS minutia. Subtlety Rogue, you bursting. That's it. You don't need to manage bleed. Kind of makes sense. I didn't like it because it lost some texture, but it's like a very straightforward. Assassination, you no longer have to fan or knives, rupture this guy, fan or knives, rupture that guy. You could just like cleave those dots on everybody. You know what I mean? Like what? I feel the same, really frustrating. Elaborate why it's better for the game. All DPS class feel the same, really frustrating. Elaborate why it's better for the game. Like if this was Atho, actually it was Legion where everyone is builder spender, then maybe yeah, like if it was Legion where literally everybody was like a builder and spender of sorts, then it's like, okay, there's like every spec is doing the same thing, right? Everybody is building and everybody's spending something. You're building some resource and then you spend it with some of your abilities. That wasn't great. That wasn't great. BFA streamlining where everything is a GCD, even your major cooldowns, not great either. Not great. Not satisfying. But like, I don't know, have an outlook be a spec where you just have like all these weak auras to manage your roll of the bones, so you don't have to think about it. Like actually having to think about roll of the bones and maintaining the buffs and managing them, you just get weak auras to play it for you. Maintaining the rotational changes with roll of the bones, get a weak aura to do it for you. Playing around the not even getting cooldown reduction mechanic and drone rush uptime, like Trickster and the procs of Trickster also get a weak aura to manage it for you. You literally get weak auras that essentially just show you what button you're supposed to press. But like without it, spec was a nightmare. Actual his disaster. I don't think I really ever needed weak auras for Outlaw Rogue until this expansion specifically. Maybe like last expansion I did it for like the crack shot stuff because you really did want to manage, but damn. Underhanded upper hand, yeah. Underhanded upper hand was the thing that allowed a drone rush to be basically a perma buff, but it meant that you need to make sure crack shot windows are super hyper efficient. so that you're not ever missing a global. You could not miss a global with that at all. You could not. Every global had to matter because that's the only way you could prolong a adrenaline rush uptime to be super high to do any damage. But if you missed it, you lost uptime over adrenaline rush, and then it basically was the difference between doing all the damage and doing 2 damage. You know what I mean? Atha, you're fucking hilarious, man. Actually hilarious. Alrighty, let's do Lord on. Sorry for yapping and wasting your guys' time. That was crazy. Like, I actually was trying to understand what this guy's talking about, but then he is like, just when I said, but like, he said, like, literally, he was like, hey, does anybody think this whole like pruning is good? I was like, well, now you can play Outlaw Rogue and all these like really annoying mechanics. You no longer have to play them. So here's like, here's an example. Last a second. Do you want to reset it? We could like back out and go again. Yeah, we could back out and go again real quick. If you tell the rest of the team like, yo, bounce, or if you guys think you guys can like 4v5. Actually, you guys got double pally. You guys probably 4v5. Honestly, hit combo fun. I kind of personally like hit combo because I think it's a unique mechanic. But like, is it fun? I don't think it's like a deep mechanic. What are the locks? Demo is S tier. Yeah, Wes, where are the locks, man? Where is Demo? Why aren't you in here, Wes? We need you, man. If you guys want to try 4v5, we can do it. But yeah. Alright, well that was switch. A detour. Mentally, let me recenter myself. Astatha is gonna... Are we gonna go versus Boomkin? Who is this Boomkin anyway? Oh, no shot is Christina! Wait, no shot is Christina! I was thinking Boomkin is a feral. I haven't seen this man in a hot second. Wait, we got both Athelmate and Christina coming back in? Oh, I know you want the reason name is like, that's not Christina, Dal. I don't care. That's what I called him for ages, bro. Wow, no, Atho, he just did. Atho's, look at this guy. Look at this guy being an honorable chap. Look at him being an honorable man. Holy, he's giving him a chance. Bro, Blizzard, you guys gotta fix this. This whole DC when somebody is moving slightly to the side, a little to the left or to the right. You guys gotta fix that. You guys gotta fix that. Blizzard, please. Wrong country? Wrong region, you mean, right? Wrong region. Oh, man. Oh, man. Is it going back? Is it coming back? Okay, what you guys could do is you could just like let him come back and let him go next, right? Let him come back, let him go next, right? That is an opportunity. Have like whoever's supposed to go after him is maybe Lemonade, and when Christina comes back, somebody tell him, hey, you just gotta, you going next, bud. Back of the line or some rather. I really don't know. Oh, he's DC'd. Damn. Should we just go again then? Because we got 3 versus 5. I feel like we should just go again. I feel like we should just go back out and go again then. Unless Dan and Johnny and Radimus, unless they think they could probably like take him on as 3. Or if Johnny thinks he can just go for big one-shots. Who is going to be the hero or not? Or I'm going to DC. Or I'm now going to DC. Alright, Blizzard. Alright, Blizzard. First we have the Pharaoh DC. Now I'm DCing. Okay. Alright. Okay. This is going well. Is the camera even gonna work? Sorta. Like, what is happening, dude? Wait, is he back? Wait, Christina is back though. Wait, Christina is back. Okay. Maybe we could actually do some duels then. Never mind. Now that I'm after back, I find that Christina is also back in, and it looks like Dan might just be going down. Unless he's got a bubble, I cannot track him. Does go for the Spell Warden. I can only show you where the duels, and I can guess what the cooldowns are, but that's about all I can do right now. And it looks like Dan is going to back it up behind the team still, while Atha is also going to go for a little bit of recovery. Multi-dollar company? For real, though. For real. But I guess we're just going to have to go, like, the drone strike, like, view here, boys. That's all I can do. I can do the zoom ins and try to see if I keep the camera steady. There's going to be a Hodge into Atherman. Does reverse the Hodge back into Dan. Dan with the shield of vengeance. So is Atho. Actually, no. Atho got a shield from, I think, just the hammer build. With a full immunity, does Dan go for a bubble? Does he even have a bubble? Does he just live this or does he just die? Dan could just go down. Hold on. Does he not have a bubble? He doesn't have a bubble. He doesn't have a bubble. So Atho does take him out. And Christina is going to get another chance. At the very least, getting another second chance. There it is. There it is. Oh my goodness. The fact that you are back, bud. I am so happy. Look at him doing a slash wave. Look at him doing a friendly slash wave. He's gonna let him prowl. Yeah, he's gonna let him prowl. Yeah, he's gonna. Did they reduce the cooldown on prowl? Is it no longer 10 seconds? Or is it still 10 seconds? It is gonna be full dodge by Christina though in the open. Full bleeds onto Atho with the root to follow. Just trying to see if he can back up out of the knock in the back. Letting the dodge just rot down that shield of vengeance. Are the bleeds good enough? Or is he just gonna have to go for more bites here? He's just trying to keep the dot damage rolling as best as possible, as much pressure as available. I don't know if he's playing the bite build or if he's the bleed build. I can't even tell. What is even that red proc? It looks like hidden satyr. Is it hidden satyr proc? Is that the Legion enchant? Are you DCing? What is even happening? Or not? Okay. I was trying to figure out what is going on. I was trying to figure out what is going on. He is able to leap in. Hopefully the buddy does not DC. He is going to blink all over the map though. That is so rough. That is actually so rough. Lash of lights are available. Try to go for as much self-recovery as he can. Does have some bleeds rolling onto Atho. Hodge to follow. He is sliding. Bro, this arena is so scuffed. I'm hoping that Christina can somehow like level out here. Looks like he's trying to go after Atho. It looks like he is trying to see if he can take him out, but I think just the game is not letting him play, bro. I think it's just not letting him play at all. Does go for the main, looking for a clone. Just trying to see if he can back up out. Maybe he can go for a heal. It looks like there's like a crazy delay for all of his spell casts. Like an incredibly long delay for everything that he does. I think he's trying. I think, honest to God, he's probably trying so hard. If you can somehow turn around versus Atho, that'd be incredible. But I don't really know. I don't really know. Yeah, that is so rough. That is so rough. All right, Lemon and Radimus, it's up to you boys. They still have a team of 5 through DCs, through it all. Which one of you is gonna go next? I kind of like this view. I kind of like this like angle. I kind of like that. It looks sick. Is it gonna be the Demon Hunter? It is gonna be DH. Does he have the burst? Does he have the one shot? Does he have the setup versus Atho? Because he's actually just cleaving right to Atho real fast. What is that damage? Into a bubble. This is where Lemon is going to go for darkness. Just sees a little bit more damage. Just a little bit more damage versus Atho. Can he do it? He's going to get hit with a blind for just a second. He did a couple of good casts. Trying to see if he can move around. Is going to go for a trinket off the Hodge. Atho left with no health. And the read does go through. Hold on a second. With the Shadow Priest, trying to see if he can tentacle slap him a few times. With a Shadow Mill to follow Fear right after. Unfortunately, Lemon does not have a trinket. They will need to use whatever he can just to get some kind of CC and whatever healing off of Just Priest. I don't know what you can do healing wise. Try to go for a bit of first aid, but unfortunately the DAs do take you out. Try to go for a couple of reaps unless you pick up some souls. It is going to be over. With Radimus going to be last and left, or for the team 2 with Silence right after. Just try to see whatever damage he can get out here as best possible. Meld for Jess. Good meld actually. Almost if you timed the meld a little differently, I feel like the meld for that Hodge would have been perfect too. I'll try to back off. Lag would kill anyway. Yeah, I saw. I appreciate you for even attempting to, man. I think Christina's there's just nothing you can do about it. I appreciate you for trying. Oh, now I get control of the camera, huh? Now I get control of the camera, huh? Bro, this arena was cursed. This arena was scuffed in every way possible. Missing a man down on team 2, but also on top of it, just the DC, man. Just the double back DC. Not only did Christina DC, but even I DC. That's how bad it was, man. That's how bad it was. But maybe, you know, maybe Radimus will somehow find a way, somehow, to bring it back for his team. He still got... Hold on, did they make it so the Lay on Hands does not get hit by... He Lay on Hands that he actually didn't get like any kind of heal. Is that normal? Is Lay on Hands affected by... Somebody's stopping his Lay on Hands. That's for sure. Is it just the Shadow Fiend? It's got to be the Fiend, right? It's got to be the Shadow Fiend. Or Side Fiend, whatever that thing is. Alright, let's try another one, boys. Lemon, Johnny, as well as Lesmershka, let me know when you both boys are ready. That was a rough one, man. Missing second lane hand talent? Oh, maybe. Yeah, the one that gives you like immunity to healing reductions or whatever. But yeah, like, man, reading those dudes' stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what that guy was on. Like, looking at the whole thing, I don't know what he was on. Especially ready. Johnny, let me know when you're good to go. Yeah, maybe it was missing that other lane hands talent, but I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. Although I think there was another game where it was a paladin and a shadow priest and there was a siphon and it, like, give him no healing whatsoever. Need one? Alrighty, Johnny was looking for a +1. So, hey, actually, Alex, got a spot. I mean, Ladanesdale? Oh, you're in. Okay, okay. We got a spot. If you guys want to join, Johnny does have it listed. If you do want to find Johnny's group, they're listed under Molten Core under Raid's Legacy. So if you want to join us, more than welcome to. I want to see if I can maybe invite somebody that used to join Duels, possibly get him in. I'm Christina Nowadays. Wait. My guy. I had no idea that was you all along. Wait, so you're telling me Christina was on reality this entire time and I had no idea? Brain blown. I'm really bad with names. Mind actually blown. I'm so glad I have Christina on reality then. So glad I have Christina added. Wait, did Drudy pop off? That's what happened? I think that's what happened, yeah. Doris is already in. Yeah, I had no idea. Got 5? Beautiful. Send you guys back in there. Invite spectator match. Nas, Meshka, and John. When you're logging? Okay. I haven't played for a long time. Ah, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, you can play whatever you like, man. But I give up. You can play. You like, my friend. Play whatever you like. Alrighty, let's play. We have no gear. Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, whatever you want to play, man. Whatever you're looking to play, whether DH, whether Pharaoh, whatever you want to play, man. Yeah, I've got Divinity 2 going to be fun before 3. Yeah, Divinity 2 is really fun. Yes, Divinity 2 Original Sin. Yep. DOS 2, very good. Very good. Enjoy it. It's not like Baldur's Gate. It does have RPG elements, but not very much like Baldur's Gate. Not very much like Baldur's Gate. But it's really fun. It's very, very enjoyable. Really good game. Tigers. I guess we could do Tigers, yeah. And we could do Blade's Edge and we could do Nagrand. Make sure you're lead. I feel like when Osmoshka relogged, it might have thrown him off with lead. Just gotta double check. I'm lead. Nesmishka and Jody. Is anybody offline? No. No. Nesmishka, Johnny. It says I have no target. Maybe I just do a character name. Why did it say I have no target? What did it say? Okay, it's bugging out really hard. For some reason saying I don't have a target. Wait, is John the lead? I'm lead, yes.
I need to keep
Yeah, it says you have no target for some reason. Okay. Johnny Boy and NSMSKHK. Did it work now? Okay. For some reason it's telling me I don't have a target, so I'll try relogging. I will try to relog. It's telling me I don't have a target for some reason. I don't know what this error is giving me. I don't think I've seen that in a while. Where both of you guys are on, but it's still telling me I don't have a target. Yeah, it still says I need a target. Why is it like giving me a target macro? Invite, spectator, match, Nasmeshka, Johnny Boy 5 in the grand 1. It keeps telling me I don't have a target. Am I online in real ID? Am I like disconnected or something? Wild. Okay. Invite spectator match. Let's do Johnny Boy and let's push that. NSMSKHK 5 Tigers. Okay. All right. I literally just have to plug it in. I did first the Smurshka, then Johnny. Did work. Johnny and the Smurshka, that works. All right, Blizzard. Like, this is what I'm like. This is why I get frustrated right on the chat. It's like this is what I deal with. Sometimes I'm like, you know how like there's a saying, insanity is when you keep trying the same thing and keep failing. I didn't do anything different. I just switched out their names. How would that make it work all of a sudden? Because it's just supposed to be invite spectator match, battle.net name, or character name, either way. I just switched them out. It's essentially same command. I don't understand it, dude. I don't understand it. Not one bit, not at all. But at least we got full 5 on each team, which is good. Which. Got ourselves team 1 together with Dan doing. Is it gonna be first up? Yo, who's this? Domsa? I like his mock, man. I like his old purple, man. Got Christina, we got ourselves Leo on the DK, we got Radimus, and immediately we got ourselves, is it Trick? Is it Trick? Trick the Hunter of the Bat Charge, and now it over at Dan with a stun. Big boomstick, all the damage, but he's still taking lots of damage of himself as well. He's actually taking a lot of damage himself on top of it. Silencer followed by the Hunter. Does himself the traps laden all around the corner. Kinda wants to get in. I don't really know if we can really do much in terms of like the constant pressure of survival anymore. But he does get himself the Eagle. And honestly, the more damage you can do while the Eagle is active, the better. Does see a freezing trap out for Dan. Maybe he can go for a reset himself, actually. It is going to be full camo. It is exactly going to be hit. Full camo for reset. The Definition of Madness doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, the thing is, all I did is when I plugged in the... It is true. That is, you are right. But like when I feel like I pressed the same command for like the duel. All I did is switch out Nasmeshka's and Leo's names, which does nothing in terms of functionality. But essentially I just pressed the macro until it just worked again. That's all. I know macro, but the command, but I'm so confused, man. I am so confused. Biting shot, unfortunately, it's not going to connect. Stun by Dan. I think he's going to go for that full dot with Dawnlight, right? Dot with Dawnlight is going to back up out of there. For Trick, however, this is a great spot. The Shield of Edis isn't going to feel good, but the Burster, God, is going to be enough before the man can even bubble. You got to love the burst of a Survival Hunter. My goodness, you got to save a global for that spec every time. You have to save a global for that survival now. As a paladin, always save a global. Have that empty global where you just stop DPS and just like, do I bubble? Now I bubble. Now I bubble. Leap into a freeze. That is going to be a full stun. Bleeds are in. Cannot survive against survival. I mean, to be fair, survival takes a lot of damage right now. Like, I don't know what they did, but survival right now is getting trucked. Like, they can do damage, but they also get trucked as well. It's very much a glass cannon right now, it feels like. Compared to like BM, who can just kite you out, I feel like survival definitely gets trucked very hard. Full berserk is up for Christina. Full bleeds are in. He's got the pet over at Christina. Biting shot breaking out of it. Disengage out of the root. into a full burst. Is it going to be enough? Does he have the setup? Boomstick? Maybe it'll be enough. Wall for Christina, still alive. Plenty of proc still happening for Trick either way. Does he have enough damage? Feign death for a second, removing the blades. But still does go down, I think, to maybe a Moonfire with a couple of Fire Blasts and a Pyro out of Goera's. Cat and mouse game, pretty much, honestly. Pretty much. That was actually a little close between Survival and the Pharaoh. Like, both, either one could have went down. And Christina with a wall, I think the wall is the only thing that really kept him alive. But do you just die? Wait. Fire Mage for the Selecta Bus. Still got a Phoenix. I think it's just over to the Phoenix, maybe. No, never mind. That thing faded. That thing faded. What is this proc you have? Tell me that is like Legion Satyr enchant, right? It's gotta be. It's gotta be the Satyr enchant, right? Because that animation was so, like, it was a Legion thing that ran like these little spokes that fly at the target. That is 100% Legion enchant from back in the day. It's gotta be. That thing looks so wild. Did they for some reason allow you to enchant like war within gear with that enchant specifically? Is that what happened? Because of the gear squish, now it's like acceptable to put it on and just pop it just because why not? It does maybe 2 damage, but it's better than none. There's gonna be some pirates flying in. Goera's got himself a little bit of an altar. Combustion is also available, so he's got himself full burst yet again. Unless Christina, and actually Christina is gonna be able to escape completely. Root and just keep him in place, keep him at bay. Just walk out of there, avoid the Phoenix, avoid the burst, try to go for a stun, but the Flame Strike does get him out in the open. Got himself a couple of hits with a leap to fall. The shields are up, but while the shields are going to be huge, that's a lot of damage reflected back at Christina. Unless you got himself any kind of healing. Scorches are going to hurt a lot. Needs to be there to interrupt it. I think if a Pyros is not as bad. Skull Bash, try to see if he can end it. Does he get to main for a second? Blink out of the mage. Pyros, dude. Pyros do no damage right now. At least it seems like compared to like Scorch hits real hard. But Pyros in comparison do very, very little. Crusader just needs a little bit more damage. Full bite, everything's available. Skull bashes to interrupt him. I think it might just go down if he got shields. He got himself a little bit of healing. Quick charge for a second. Does get himself a blink. Crusader needs some kind of a heal right here, right now. Does he have anything at all, or is it just going to be lights? Needs a heal. Does get himself one last frenzy. Does get one last frenzy. One last reset, but it's going to be a no. Taking him out in the open. Do you have another heal? Guerrero just needs a couple more scorches, man. Just a couple more. Blink does go for a main break. And that's going to be, I think, Christina going down. Unfortunately, it was so close. He lived for a very long time, too. Very long time. And did put the bleeds into Guerrero, which is going to put him in a rough spot. Does have a block in order to deal with Radimus. Needs to be very, very careful whenever he pops a shield. Because that shield, he's going for the big shields, but they fall apart after like a few seconds. Just got to make sure you only pop them when the other guy's hitting you. A lot of the old enchants are usable now and some are good. Really? I gotta double check then. I gotta double check what kind of cheesiness people are doing, because I mean I parse pretty well in Rogue in this raid, you know, post nerfs or whatever. Have pretty decent parses. But maybe if I get a couple more enchants, maybe I could parse a little higher. You know, I'm just like leaving a lot of damage on the table. Guerrero does get himself. You know, is Ice Nova still in the game? I know there's Ring of Frost. But I didn't realize like Ice Nova is still in the game. Honestly, it wouldn't be surprised if that ability got pruned specifically. Dragonflight head enchants a pre-patch. Does it actually work and do things? No shot. No way. 35k per shot of boomstick. That is quite a bit. That is a lot. Imagine that everybody has like what, 140, 160,000 health. Ice Nova is still in. Okay. For some reason, I assumed Ice Nova was what I had just expected Ice Nova to be an ability that would have gotten pruned. Maybe it's me. But I feel like that's an ability that I could have totally seen be pruned. Even though it's got some uses, it doesn't have like complete overall universal uses. Like Mythic Plus in particular is also a little odd. Wait, is Random just out here chatting with the team? Is that what's happening? He just came out there to hang out with the team, say hello. Maybe asking for a buff or two. Possibly. Or is it for PvP, I think, is the item level is lower. Well, not an instance, so it's a chat level below 120. Ah, okay, so it's PvP items. That makes sense. What up, Doom Squad? Hey, my man. Hope you're having a good one. I wonder if you could make like a enchant on like a crafted item and then increase the item level of the item and still keep the enchant then. That might be a possibility. Remove like the upgrade thing and then give the upgrade thing again. After you enchanted it, after it was lower item level. Maybe possibly, right? Maybe possibly. Radimus is trying to see if he can catch up a little bit of healing from behind the pillar. That should work. That would be hilarious if that's what people are doing. Especially since pre-patch is going to be out for only a short bit of time. PvP haste trinket really good for PvE, like 60 plus primary stat. It is, yeah, it is 60 primary stat. I haven't simmed it, but maybe it's good. I saw a lot of rogues still sticking to a lot of like their normal PvE gear, so I didn't try. It's going to be Radimus. I think might potentially be getting a bubble out, unless the Phoenix, the Phoenix is just absolutely spazzing out, but it's not even attacking Radimus. I'm not sure exactly what that thing was doing. I am not sure. Guerrero's got to lay on hands on a Radimus, but he doesn't have the full reset of layer hands. Do you have the big Scorches? The big damn for Scorches? Try to make this Pyroblast work. Try to make the Scorches work. Still got a bubble. Still got a full immunity. Guerrero's is actually, so far, has been able to really hold on with these boys on the mages. Maybe looking for a... Or what? I looked away for 2 seconds. I honestly did not think that Radimus was going to just die. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, how hard did that hit? How hard did that Scorch hit? You what now? And Dom's just trying to see if you can find him really, really quickly. Chat, I need to know, how hard did that thing hit? I actually need to know. Too bad you can't just look at details anymore, dude. You can't look at details. You can look at the damage meter and see if Scorch is doing a lot of damage, which probably is. Guerrero's maybe looking for a block here potentially. This is just not a great spot. Scorch is doing a lot. Oh my god, the bird! What is this? Guerrero's literally on fire, but also figuratively on fire too. And Leo's gonna give him a proper chance for an honor duel. What is even happening? Guerrero's, I feel like this man is discovering his new main. He's like, you know what? This mage thing is kind of working out. Just gotta get people low and then hit a couple of Scorches, and apparently that just kills them. I mean, the bird did a lot there at the very, very end, but damn! That was so fast! The Phoenix deleted the monk. Yeah, the Phoenix did it, but for the Radimus, the Phoenix was useless against Radimus. Versus Radimus, that was old Guerrero's. Mages on fire, vid title. Exactly. People getting blown up. Yeah, I'm actually like, what is this Shadowlands type of birds going on here? You know what I mean? I haven't seen this in a while. Leo tried to go in for a quick blind onto Guerrero's, but that is going to be ultra. He's just waiting until Combustion's back. What is it called on Combustion too? Didn't they make it so Combustion just as a passive CDR? You don't get it back normally anymore? He does have Combust. He does have Invis. Phoenix is out in the open. Hopefully Phoenix is attacking Leo, but it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, Fire Mage, as much burst as they got, the army of undead is still too much. Jess is going to be up next. Quick Fear is going to be able to fear the Riders for quite a bit. Try to go for full Void for him, but Leo's backing up out of there. He just does not want to mess with Jess Priest if they're just going to be going for resets like that. But now you can go in. Now you can get a couple of hits. Now you just got to make sure you get that whole Festering Strike going. That's Aegis proccing really, really early. If you got the Execute on top of it, this could potentially be a ton of damage too. Jess Priest does have a Disperse, is going to be using it together with Death Repair on top of it. Try to stay on top of Leo. Do you have like a Fear to follow up? Very soon, actually. Silence on top of it as well. Tentacle Slabs do connect. Is going to be able to at least go for a bit of heals, a little bit of damage. Siphon on top of it. Fear second does connect. That is so good. Grip and does have Execute. Leo, not a lot of health left on him, but he's still able to keep something going here. At the very bare minimum. Is it a Smash Connects or is it gonna be Atho? Yeah, I guess Atho, I don't really know. Like maybe Leo can make something work. Maybe if he uses Death Pack now and then waits out until it's gone. Maybe that could work. Possibly. Because he's gonna need the army. And unfortunately with Leo, I can't even track his army. It's not even on showing up as a cooldown. I can see his kick. I can see his Death Advance. Oh, no, I do see army. Never mind, I do see army. I'm just too used to looking for the A-bomb icon specifically. Yeah, and Apocalypse too. But he does have army back, actually. So Atho, if he is not careful, the army could be a lot of damage. That is a full army coming in. The magic immunity, Atho may have to rotate into bubble here immediately. He is going to be able to stun a lot of these pets and deal a dodge damage to Leo. Leo with a Lichborn. Unfortunately, Lichborn no longer gives you any kind of healing whatsoever. Unfortunately, Lichborn literally does none of that. It gives you maybe some leech. Yeah, but no more DR after with a bubble. Unless you got yourself something. Leo, do you have AMS? If you have AMS, Death Pack may have to be used in order to give yourself just some health to work with. It is better than nothing, but at least he's got himself some semblance of a health bar. Atho, I think, still has Leo in hand, so if you can wait this out, Leo in hands could be his ace in a hole. For Leo, unfortunately, unless he can get himself some kind of like a set of pets up and running, he might be in a rough spot here. He might be in a real rough spot. Yeah, I don't know if Atho... There goes the lay in hands. Yeah, there goes the lay in hands. Maybe Leo can AMS a Hodge from Atha. That could help. He's going to be able to get a bit of an army going, a bit of undeads running out and riled up. But then it's going to be a full hammer coming down. Unless you get yourself any kind of big heals or AMS, I think it's just going to be lights here. You still got hammers dropping in. Yeah, I think he just realized that. What was that from Guerreros, though? He did a lot of damage. Was that just Scorch? How hard does that hit? Because I was looking at Radimus for a second. Him duel versus Radimus. I looked away. Camera panned for just a moment into a wall. I looked back and Radimus is dead. And then the monk got blown up. That was so quick. That's so fast. Johnny as well as Nesmershka, both. Let me know when you guys are ready. Let me know when both boys are ready to go. Ready? Alrighty. Nesmershka, let me know when you're good. Minute duels, 30 what? 32, 34. Here we are. Here we are. Oh, you need one more? Alright, I listed. The Team Nesmershka is gonna need a +1, so if you boys want to join, more than welcome to. And I'll see if I can. We're gonna list it under Molten Core, like we usually do. Those. Here we go. It's my last GG's. Thanks for the stream. Oh, Nesmershka is done. Mage going on lock. Okay, that's fine. So if we'll try this, we'll give it like a couple of minutes, see if we can swap out whoever is going to be maybe taking place of Nesmershka. Somebody who can be lead. I guess I could make Guerreros lead too, for like a game. Or SP. Yo, XTD. Who's XTD? Hold on a second. Who's XTD? You'll save a spot. Okay, it's yours. Okay, I will need to save a spot for Nemi. Nemi is back. Nemi's Lord is back. I'm gonna make him lead too. So yeah, just make it easier. I am gonna save a spot for you though. Who is XTD? Actually though, who is that? Unless it's Nemi. No, he's not even on. Who is XTD? Because I can't see the real ID. I can just see the character name XTD, but I gotta do the scrolling. I gotta do the scroll. I can't tell. Guerreros? Yeah. And one more spot is gonna be saved for Nemi. How you doing, Nemi? Hope you have a good one. I think it was last week that you were like, yo, let me know if there was a spot and we never could get you to play. It was just the games were popping, everybody were playing, and yeah. Thanks for games. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate it, Shem. Mr. Curling in the Olympics? You're missing curling in the Olympics. Bro, I already did some curling at home, man. I did some curling at home. Is that why Google is like curling? Yeah, Olympics. Where is it even at? Location, Milan. And Milan is Italy. Okay. There it is. Here we go. Get you in here, guy. Get you in here, my man. There we go. I'm gonna make a lead. It'll be easy. Just gotta let me know if you got a group. I don't know how many more we're gonna keep going though. This might be the last one, but we'll see. Maybe. Yo, buddy actually looking like Bonsamdi. Hold on a second. Buddy actually looking like Bonsamdi. Is it me or... I kind of love it. I kind of love it. That looks great. Alrighty. And then instead of Smushka, we'll do Nemi Los RD. Nemi Low Sardine. A grand? I guess we can do a grand again. I feel like the grand is as good of an arena as you can really get it. Dude, I gotta do the pre-patch event some more. I still need to get like a couple more copies of the decor. There's a couple of weapon mods I still need. Once I get those, then I'll be very, very happy. Is curling even fun to watch, Wes? Russia was banned from the Olympics? Were they really? Not surprised. Unfortunate, but not surprised. What was the reason they were banned? Reason Russia. I'm just gonna write Google AI, be like, what was the reason that Russia was banned this time? It's gonna be like, you know, when you know, you know. Oh, because of your whole Ukraine thing. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess I should have used my brain there for a second. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Wait, boys back? No shot. I'm mixing. No way. The boys back in? Hold on a second. Oh my, the buddy, dude. Dude, everybody that used to play in duels is coming out of the woodwork. We have Atho, we got ourselves Nemi, we got ourselves boys back, dude. Espris is back. SP. Oh my god, are they gonna be able to live though? Is this gonna be able to live it? Just got him giving Leo with a big tentacle. But with Void Torrent too, with a rift on top of it, but having to go for disperse, that's still a lot of damage from the army. Is it me or is that A-bomb actually like super fast now? Because it feels like that boy is running. Looks like A-bomb is actually like kind of a quick mob. Fear onto Leo, giving XD a quick chance to get a bit of a healing. At the very bare minimum, into a silence to make sure there's no grip to follow by Leo. That's actually probably the best situation he could be in. He's still looking to catch up whatever healing he can, but unfortunately walking into that corner of this pillar, those corners, man, the pixels, you get caught in the pixel and it's over. Try to see if you can land a kick. Doesn't get to. It's going to be casting heals. That's all you can do right now is just try to see if you can live it. Unfortunately, with that stun, it just might be lights. XD, I think, is just over. That is so rough. And only death and how much damage they got, I mean, eventually you will fall over. There's only so much you can do with Nemi getting back in. I am not even going to attempt to pronounce like that character name, man. That's just Nemi. We're going to call him Nemi because that is the boy. That is the man of the century. He does have at least the peasant. He could build up a little bit of power from my god, dude, wasn't Nemi the guy? Katrika, Dead, Kragar, Taste. Yeah, Taste would be great to see. Oh, and Tagsy too. Tagsy, Koopa as well. Mikol, I would love to see those guys back in too. Yeah. That'd be insane. He's got himself the Void Racial stun. Nemi unfortunately may go down. He does have a wall. Do you need to actually? He sent the wall. He has to with Drain Life just to get whatever healing. But I think that Holy Death Knight, just the amount of raw damage they put out, you do have the army of demons with a tyrant. Look at that thing charging at you. That thing is not letting you go anywhere whatsoever. Does get the axe toss. That pet is still looking at that thing, dude. He's still in. How long does he last? Dude, the new melee tyrant is kind of awesome. I didn't realize he charges like that. That is so sick. You can't escape him. But I think Nemi might just die to the dots, actually. Might just die to the rot. He needs to go for AoE fear, catching up the AoE fear onto Leo, but he breaks out of it very quickly. Unfortunately, you do get a Chaos Mother back in play, but Unholy DK real strong. Athaman, though, the pally to take down the Death Knight may be the play here. Taxi's funny. Taxi was awesome, man. Taxi is still awesome. I keep calling these guys in like past tense, like they passed away or something. But no, Taxi was a really cool guy, man. He was a really good Affliction Warrior. He still is a really good Affliction. I don't know, actually. Is he washed up? Is he not? I'm assuming he is not, but if he is washed, then maybe using Was would be appropriate. But look at the damage that Leo could do from afar, dude. Just Death Coils and Clawing Shadows from a distance. Got himself the army. Got himself some of these undeads piling up little by little. And actually, full army coming up right now. I think he may just want to use it. I think he may just go for that full army, full riders, full everything, taking a lot of damage, has to go for a death pack, may just have to go for full army, just try to see if he can live with AMS. Bubble out for Atho. Atho does not really understand that the army is on its way. Reinforcements are on their way. He might just end up drowning in this army of undead. There it is. Liu just got to keep him in play and let the pets attack him. It might just be lights for Atho. Does group him back in. The pets surrounding the guy. Blessing of Protection? Okay, I don't know if you got any magic damage, but like some of it looks like it's still getting through into Atho's health bar. Stun onto Leo. Breaks out of it. Atho goes down. The magic damage from the mages, the cores, the clawing. Leo is bringing this back, man. Actually bring it back. I'm actually so stupid at times. You're good, man. You're good, Jake. Are just removed when you rework an item? Are they, though? Do they get removed automatically? I assumed it wouldn't. But do they? I have no idea. I assumed that they wouldn't. Like if I craft a weapon and I have put an enchant on it, imagine if you had to keep re-enchant. Maybe they do. I assumed you didn't. Or is it maybe recraft? Is recraft a new craft? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. I have no idea. I'm supposed to make a weapon under a level 100 to try enchanting. Then a sudden new spark on it. Ah, okay. Yeah. Semi-spell warding was questionable. I tried Bob this time. No. I don't think spell warding. I don't think it's a spell. Did I say it's questionable? If I did, then I might have been wrong in that, honestly. But like, I guess Army of Undeads, like you either taking magic damage or physical damage. There's no win. You just stop in some of that damage. So if I did say it's questionable, I think that's wrong. I think that's absolutely categorically wrong. Yeah, so if I did say it, that's my B. Is Jespre's going to be able to take down Leo? Because he's got full army. He's got everything available. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for the tunes. Because apparently they did end up ending. Even though I had to mix on a repeat. He's just running wild, dude. Leo, as soon as he got the full army, is just lights for the other guy. And he's still letting the army kind of chase after Goersi for a little bit. But it looks like he's switching over to some of those other pets and everything. Hold on, can they actually bring it back full circle for his team? Or is this going to be where he falls? Where he tries to tussle with the muscle and then goes down to Goersi? Because he's just summoning up more pets. He's just summoning up more pets. He's got like every rider available. He's got all like 3 riders out of 4 of them. And all these undeads basically banked up and cooked up. And you can maybe reverse them and reorganize them to Goersi. Looks like you just go to focus on the pet. I don't know if Goersi is gonna let the pet try to keep the pet alive or anything. He's gonna summon the big pet lord. He is, the pet lord, a doom guard who's got plenty of the damage. Even summoning up an additional fell hunter just to get himself even more pets with a tyrant, everything available. Leo, unless he's got an army of his own, that is gonna be a lot of these pets just attacking him. And look at that tyrant, man. He's not letting up. He's got himself those claws, dude. He's got the claws. Look at that guy. It's so good. Leo is going to have to go for as much self-healing as possible, taking a lot of damage for pets, but he's got the army in a few seconds. He just got to live long enough. Human racial. He's got himself a couple more pets spawning in. Does he get a grip? Oh, if only he was close enough to get a grip with the Goersi, but at least he's got himself death strikes. Only 33% dampening for the time being. Goersi might have to use everything here. Mortal coil. Leo trying to see if he can get past him. Actually looks like he was barely in that line of sight. Full army of undead is in play. He's got everything ready. Wall dark pact is up for Goersi. He's in a great spot right now. Full defenses. I'm not sure what he trinketed. I think it might have been a silence out from Leo. He does use AoE fear. It does not connect. Axos on Leo. Does Goersi have anything at all, though? He's not left with not a lot of health. It looks like Leo. This guy just brings it back all the way home for his team. Unholy. I mean, he did go up against pretty much the entire team of casters, didn't he? Except for one paladin. But Unholy Death Knights were, I guess Death Knights in general, were used to be really, really good against caster teams in the past. So maybe that's the diff, is just Unholy versus caster diff. But that army does a lot of damage. Let's try to see if we can get one more going. Nemi, if you still got 5 in your team, let me know. Johnny, if you still got 5, let me know. Try to see if we can get ourselves one more. Uno mas for the night. That was a lot of damage. That army, as soon as it pop out, that's it. It's just gonna be pain. Absolute pain. Ready? Alrighty. Let me know if the team is still 5. We will then send it. Let's see if I had to do it to a veteran item, but yes. Oh, okay, so you can put up like a wafting grit and then upgrade it. Oh, they could enchant. Interesting. Yeah, when you said rework, I thought you meant like recraft it, like crafted item, but yeah, fire was here. Beautiful. We'll send it again. We'll send it into Tol Viron. We'll do a good caster map. A big map, Tol Viron. All my damage to holy, so technically I'm a caster. You're technically correct. Technically, you are correct. I was gonna do a crafted item, a big dum-dum. Yeah, I don't know if in crafted items, if it's gonna go, enchant is gonna sit, but that's cool. You know. Yeah, for PvP items, I imagine those enchants would work. That's crazy. That's crazy. I gotta double check to see what enchants people are running. just to mess around with it while you can. Although it's like on one hand it'd be fun to mess around with, and on the other it's like pre-patch is gonna be gone in a bit, so it's like maybe I don't know, dude. I do like the new outlaw though in PvP. I do like how you can just auto attack people down now. It's kind of crazy how much damage auto attacks do in PvP. I tried the ambush build that people have been playing. It doesn't seem like anybody has like a set build for outlaw. Some people are playing ambush, others not. I don't like ambush. I don't think it works well. Let's hit a proc. Does it is it disabled? Did it fix it? I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up like, yo, we don't want you doing that, so we're gonna fix it. Which would be like fun detected. Blizzard, it's pre-patch, who cares? Oh, my parts, you're in pre-patch. This guy used crazy enchants. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Which? Got ourselves another chance, another attempt for XTD together versus Domza as the monk. Trying to see if he can run out. You just hit him with a Mind Soothe. I mean, technically, Mind Soothe does help. It actually does decrease enemy range on their spells by a few yards. It's not a lot, but it's like a little bit. So technically, like, if you try to incap you and you're too far away, you wouldn't be able to reach him. Karma right now. Did you just burn through a Karma? Hold on a second. Domza, what's happening? He Karma, he's trying to vivify himself back. But is he dead? He's like dotted. What was that? Did he just burn through a Karma so fast, or did you like fade the Karma? Is that what happened? Got himself full burst. Celestial Kandi tried to see if he can get himself some healing, but unfortunately, XTD does take him out. With Dan the man gonna be up next. Got himself a Wake of Ashes, everything available. Is he playing, I was gonna say, is he playing Hammer or Dawnlight? Because I wasn't seeing the Dawnlight dot. Havoc raised insane dot, kept the demon form for the fight. Really? Did he actually play like a full like perma demon form build now? No shot. But actually, is like some I-beam tech going on? Because I imagine it's gotta be the I-beam that gives you demonic, right? Over and over and over and over. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be even better with like that double blade dance you could do whenever you get the I forget, whenever you get the Apex Talents. Imagine that's going to be real nice. Like super nice. Wait, is that being reduced by haste? Is that maybe what you got to do is just like haste up? Get gigabytes of haste so you can just like I-beam? How does that work? Rude, but a hand of freedom out for Dan Hodge onto XCD. Try to see if he can just get some pressure by himself, but he doesn't go for the Wake of Ashes. Is he saving the Wake of Ashes to combine together with Wings, or is he going for that 30 seconds Wings? I can't even tell. Looks like a random Wings prog though. So maybe that could give you an opportunity. Wake of Ashes does go for a fade into a silence onto the Paladin with a hand with the mind games. Wait, hold on, actually. XTD, are you putting in the pressure? Dan backing away so he doesn't get hit by the rift. Avoiding it completely. I think he needed to though. I think he absolutely needed to try to go for a bit of that first aid. On top of it, fear by XD, avoid form to follow. Got himself the tentacles, laying hands right after him, but he's just gonna run through the volley. Avoid, which is not ideal for him whatsoever. I'm actually surprised that XD, I think what he's trying to do is trying to pull Dan away from behind the pillar. I think that's what he's really trying to do. But that, yeah, the actual void hits he's got going on, those could actually do a decent bit of damage. Does go for a stun. Dan is still not in a great spot. He does have a bubble, does have spell warden in case he needs it. Silence not gonna let him spell warden. So I think it's where XCD is trying to see if he could maybe push a bubble out of him or something. Possibly pressure him. Still Rift is on him, trying to see if he can maximize it. Goes in for a full immune. And this is where XCD is trying to see if he can get a juke. Does get interrupted on the hole. He still acts as to shadow, but may be able to go for a little bit of healing now. That the Anduin, for the most part, is done with damage unless he's just gonna go full Dawnlight. He is gonna go full Dawnlight. This where we may be looking for a, I was gonna say disperse, maybe delayed, but no, actually he's just gonna use it now. He doesn't really have a lot in terms of CC right now or survivability. He's a bit of a weird spot right now, XCD. He doesn't have Vampiric Embrace. He doesn't have Fear coming up very soon, but right now he's just in a real odd spot. So if Dan goes in for big damage, he does have a trinket. That's like the only thing that could really help him. And now he does have a fear, but so does Dan. He does have a trinket for that fear, so he'll be able to break out of it anytime he needs to root off of the fear, though. With a tentacle stun to follow, does trinket after, does have himself VE, and maybe just VE and do whatever damage you can. Dan still has access to bubble in case he needs to silence for a second. Tentacle slabs, but unfortunately, the Paladin is just a lot of pressure to deal with. Volley of Void, is that what's it called? Volley? Okay. Is it? So there's a couple of volleys, right? There's the one that looks like mortar shells flying out as you pop void form. There's that volley, but then it's like the big like cluster of void whenever he pops, like the unused button whenever he gets void form. What is that called? Wes, you would know, right? Maybe we play a bit of priest, because that's a new one. There used to be void bolt, but it's not void bolt anymore. It's something else. It's something else. I have no idea, honestly. I just know it did a lot of damage on the beta. It was kind of satisfying to press. Dan get us surrounded by demons. Not too many demons right now, unless Guerrero's got even more pets up and running. Or if you're just looking to commit a full-on tyrant just to buff up all the pets that he does have access to. But for the time being, I think you're just going to have to wait it out a little more to call it. Maybe fewer to follow up. Let's see, you have a power of fury. He does get himself the Doom Lord. And I feel like if you're going to get a Doom Lord, you probably need to go tyrant just so they can combo together. Does get hit with a stun. Dan just going for Wake of Ashes. Axe also around the corner. Even the Doom Guard. Or not Doom Lord. Doom Guard. Did it disappear that fast? What is the duration on that thing? Is it up for 10 seconds? Oh, it feels like 2, honestly. Reflect a Zul for Guerrero's. Try to see if he can be beta Hodge out of Dan, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. I think Dan might have Hodged earlier though. But Guerrero's is still going to get himself all the pets and go for a full Tyrant. If he can do that, he'll be golden. But he got the Demonic Soul, also building up quite a decent bit of overall damage to Dan. So Dan, I mean, unless he's got something for this, he's going to be... Eventually, Demonic Soul and the dot damage Anathema does, I feel like eventually does end up taking him out. For Guerrero's, though, he just got to find himself a good angle to get all the pets, then a full Tyrant, couple of procs for Demon Bolt, and then I think he'll be solid. That's all he needs, just a couple of procs for Demon Bolts, together with the Demonic Soul doing a bit of damage, and then he'll be good. That or maybe just Tyrant to summon a Demonic Soul, because I think that, pretty sure that thing just actually does a ton of damage. But Dan is left with no health whatsoever. Does pop a Reflect. This is going to be Dan trying to see if he can avoid a stun. Axton still goes through into an immediate fear right after. For Guerrero's, I think this is as good of a situation as any. You just pop yourself full burst. Make some damage happen. You got himself Demonic Soul, adding damage towards every single one of those proc Demon Bolts. But Dan, I think, he still wants to try to see if he can maybe make something happen here. Mortal Coil trades together with a Hodge. Is Guerrero just trying to save the Tyrant for like the next guy? He's got to be, right? He's got to be. That's got to be his plan at this point. He's just dead. He's just dead. There's just nothing he can do. Yeah. Maybe just say, I'm just going to drain him for all mana. And then I'm going to save Wall and Tyrant for the next guy. Axos, is it enough? Like, I was expecting for him to Tyrant so early because it has a minute cooldown. You imagine you'd want to use it a ton. Haven't seen any shamans lately. You're right. I do agree with you on that. We have not really seen too many shamans lately in duels either. We have not. Yeah, I would have loved to bring Sabo or somebody back in, man. Sabo would be insane to watch in these duels. Guerrero's trying to see if he can get some pets. If you're going to go for a Tyrant, now's the time. Now's the time. As Leo is in Frost, so that was a lot of his burst kind of gone. Does have a grip with another Reaper size ready, but Guerrero survives it handily and actually does a ton of damage to Leo. Leo could be under a ton of trouble. Does go for an interrupt. Hand go downs, however, still flying for Guerrero, and that's a lot of pets joining in together with a big old Felguard, dude. That thing is massive. Chunky big old Felguard. Holy moly. For Leo, though, he is able to at least back behind the pillar, maybe just start wreaking havoc on the Felguard back there. I think Guerrero's may need to summon a fresh new one if he's not super careful with it. He does need to be very, very, very careful to keep that thing alive as best as possible, unless Leo just takes it out. He might. I mean, he's been channeling a bunch of, like, Frost Strikes and Obliterates at it. Eventually, that thing is gonna die. Unless Guerrero has, like, the Pet Heal talent, which hopefully he does. Reflect up real quickly. In case there's a silence. I think the Reflect was actually probably perfect. Now you have a silence. Unless you got a port. Does have a port. I don't know if you got a gateway. Grip, unfortunately, is going to put you in a rough spot. Axe toss over at Leo, who does have the slow Frosty Death talent. So he's slowed while Pillar of Frost is active, but he's doing that AoE channel that I just can't see. Because sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. Tyrant is in play. For Leo, you just try to see if you can waddle out of there. Maybe just focus in on the Felguard pet as best as possible. Whatever damage procs you still have access to. Guerrero is going to have to summon a fresh new pet, though. Is going to have to summon a fresh new one. I feel like Guerrero is still in a decent spot. He's been doing pretty good so far. I feel like Leo as Frost is not nearly as intimidating as Leo as Unholy. Because Leo Unholy was a whole nother Death Knight. Whole nother beast. Is going to be a quick fear by the Warlock with a reflect together with the Axos to follow fear right after. Actually, Livestream and AMS. So never mind. I was thinking it was going to set up off the fear, but never mind. You still can go for a normal fear potentially. Got himself full breath together. Unfortunately, the breath is so short-lived. Together with a pillar that is going to slow him down so heavily. That is rough. So Leo looks like he has a lot of damage. It's just every single time he did do anything in terms of like burst, he just got shut down. Mostly because he got that pillar that slows him. So it's not like he can really position around things or catch up to the other guy. But every time Goreris had a port or a gate or something to get out of there. You can just see the massive difference between the Holy and Frost tuning. Yeah, and Holy just absolutely pops off. DK healing is so dumb. Probably is better the Death Knights have at least some sort of like self-survivability with like their death strikes. I feel like for the last few expansions, it was like very negligible healing. Very little. But with the silence, I think actually maybe Leo wins. Leo started to take a lot of damage there out of left field. With Nemi gonna be up next. Does it give Leo a proper honor duel? I feel like maybe he shouldn't. We are at the 10-minute mark, 55% dampening. You ain't gonna healing at all, bud. You ain't healing for nothing. So for Nemi, I think if you can catch up to him, maybe get a pet, go for an axe toss, and go for like any kind of slows, everything available. That's going to be ideally the best. Is going to get himself the imp. So he's playing the imp for actual dispels. Wait, he's actually getting his own soul dispel, but not Tyrant. Is that thing going to choke along, dude? Look at that Tyrant go. He's trying to catch up. Tyrant? Oh no. Wait. Please tell me the Tyrant is not a passive, right? Tyrant? Yo, that Tyrant was useless. Tyrant was actually so useless. Leo's trying to see if he can get some cleaves, but he's at left with no health whatsoever. Last axe toss for Nemi as he got himself a couple more pets sent in. He just needs a couple more demons, man, and is gonna rip the soul out of Leo's body and go for whatever heal he can. This guy's still alive though. I actually think it would have been over if the Tyrant actually did something. Is the Tyrant still doing the whole line of sight thing where if you summon it and he doesn't see the target, he just does not attack? Because we were watching Tyrant doing some like charges and clawing action earlier. So we know he can definitely melee. But there he just like stood next to Leo, gave him a hug, and just like hung out with him. Like it's Saturday afternoon, man. Like what is happening? Chaos Mother at least still able to barrel on with Chaos literally through a wall, but a Tyrant can't even catch up to Leo. It is so crazy. Is it bugged? I'm gonna need to ask I need to ask a buddy of mine actually see if it is bugged. That's wild. I need to ask Lika. He would know, dude. Lika would know. Rick. If Rick is on, dude. If Rick comes back. If Rick's power ever comes back on. I should hit him up too. I could ask him as well. Because I'm sure he would know if there's like a weird ass bug with it or not. Alright, for Nemi, this is about as good of a chance as it can be. But also for Leo, I think it's about as good a chance as it can be. As long as Nemi doesn't have a port, that's a full breath, full scythe, full burst, full dam. Do you have an out? Try to escape, but it's got to be a last grip to make sure that he doesn't go nowhere. Leo needed to make sure he's had everything versus that guy. Literally all of it. Is it going to be Jess? No, it's got to be Atham. For Leo, he just had to send in all that burst over at the Warlock. So I don't know if he'll have much to work with versus Atho, but maybe wait for Pillar and go to do some burst. I feel like at this point, all you can do as a Death Knight in this situation is just kind of try to see if you can force whatever cooldowns you can out of Atho. Maybe hit him with a big slap, big crit before he can like bubble. And hopefully Atho wastes a global. But I think that's about all you can do. I think in this situation, that's about all you can do. It's not easy. And it looks like he's going to wait until everything is available. Can he actually end up waiting until Worm is back up? Because he could go Frostmourne's Fury with a dragon. That would be ideal. Looks like we're just waiting until Pillar and everything is available. Silence on the Atho. Try to see if you can make some damage happen. Atho just completely nullifies the damage with an immunity to magic damage. Which majority of damage from Leo is pure frost damage. So there's only so much you can do. Does go for an IBF. May have to go for whatever healing he can. At some point, Atho, he still just got so much damage. Death back out for Leo. But what else can you do in this situation? You just can't heal. It's just going to be lights. That is rough. That is rough. But it is going to be Christina up next on a Feral Druid. Proper, hopefully. No DCs, no lag, nothing. Hopefully a proper rematch between the two. And it's given Atho a proper chance at an auto duel. Damn. Damn, we are getting into a 78% dampening, by the way. So anybody that's like Christina going up against Arthur, he's like, yo, he's got bubble. He also got lay on hands that will heal through dampening. So that is something to remember. That is something to remember. Christina's just trying to be kind of aggressive in the open. Her berserk and bleeds are up on Arthur immediately. Unfortunately, you can kind of see the difference of the lack of snapshotting. Normally you would snapshot those bleeds onto Arthur and like he'll be melting behind the pillar. But now Christina is letting the bleeds do part of the work, but needs to get back in there, get a couple of bites, couple of shreds. I can see the dots are kind of sort of impacting Atherman's health. At least they're like countering his self-heal. But now that Christina's in there going for the bite himself, now that does some damage. Now that does a bit decent. And try to see if we just get away from Arthur. That is going to be full burst, full everything available off of that stun. You have bear full. Doesn't even matter. Arthur just goes in for the big hammer. I was thinking he was going to live. Honestly, I don't think we've seen hammer really crit too much out of Arthur so far. Or out of really any paladin for that matter. But for Arthur, that was at least an opportunity to save the bubble. Still got lay on hands. And he's got Radimus to contest against. So if he goes in for another Wake of Ashes with a Wings combo, I think maybe he can make something work. Radimus is at least giving Atherman a proper chance for an honor duel. So at least there's that. Give him a proper chance to reset completely. He's more or less ready. Let's just get another first aid. So it's really going to come down for Arthur to find a way to maximize the value of the bubble. I don't know how you're going to do it because, I mean, Radimus could just any kind of pressure you got. Spell Warden. I just run you down. And then you'll have to bubble. And then he'll have a bubble, but you won't have much to follow. But does go for the hot. That Spell Warden was really, really good. Why I got hiccups now, I don't understand. Now I got hiccups. But that Spell Warden, Blessing a Saint, was incredibly good by Radimus. And Arthur immediately saw it. And he's like, okay, I need to turn. I need to get out. This ain't working good for me. I need to make sure I get a proper stun opener. And Radimus should definitely be utilizing that Dawn Light. It's 91% dampening. You ain't gonna heal for nothing. But you might be alright. You might be okay. Arthur just needs to be very extra careful. Next stun is gonna be very, very deadly. You gotta make sure he's the one getting the stun to Radimus. Unfortunately, maybe getting a bubble out of Arthur. That'll land hands. But it looks like Radimus is going in for more of a slower approach. He's not really committing crazy damage. For Arthur, this could be an opportunity to make some of the damage work. Maybe looking for a bubble here. Is going to be going for a bubble. Maybe he can get Radimus low enough and then force a bubble out of Radimus. And maybe then the priest on his team might be able to make something work. Like Just Priest, possibly. That or just randomly crit into Radimus. Oh, wait, you do. Never mind, you actually do. Or randomly just crit into Radimus. Just land that big hit. And bring it back home. Gotta love it. Leo with 1,000,000 damage and almost 1,000,000 healing, but Arthur does bring it back. Crazy. Crazy. Alright, chat. Are we done more or are we done? Are we doing more games or are we done for the night? What are we doing? How you guys feeling? Because we had a good number of games so far. Really, really enjoyable. What y'all think? What did Johnny say? One more? Johnny say one more. We could set it one more because I am planning on doing NA duels tomorrow. I already got a couple of boys whispering me like, yo, are we doing them? Are we actually doing them? Or are we like, or are we stopping? Missing one? Since Nemi is missing one, I think we'll call it. Because I do have to eat dinner. I do have to get some work done. I got a lot of things I got to do, right? I do have a lot of things I got to do. I do got to do what I got to do, right? So I think we'll call it there. And we'll do more next week. We only have a couple more weeks left until midnight launches anyway. It's launching what, like 26th? Aggressive bug right now where you won't get you to buy the next rank up unless you buy the cloak patch. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. That's weird. Go on more? I'd like to. We would need to give the group +1. But I think with that, I will call it for now. I think we'll just call it for now and we'll come back next week. I think we'll do that, chat. I think we'll call it for now and we'll come back next week. Well, GG for now. We had a bunch of games, man. We had a bunch of games. Almost 3 hours done so for me. I'm all good with that, man. Hey, boys, thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate you. Always fun hanging out with you. SP, gonna be doing more games next week. Arthur, if you want to join, more games next week. Nemi, also, more games next week if you want, man. Oh yeah, the group fell apart. There it is. Go one more. I want Hunter. Ah, it looks like it fell apart, Vlad. Go Airs. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we GG. Thank you for coming, friend. Go Airs. Next week, man. Yeah, bring the Hunter back in. Also bring the Fire Mage, man. That thing popped off. Team down. I enjoyed it, boys. I enjoyed hanging out with all of you. You guys are awesome. Tomorrow will be NA duels. We'll see how those go. Hopefully they'll go well, but we'll find out. We'll see. Thank you all though. You guys are wonderful. We'll do more next week. I'll definitely have a stream unless someone comes up Tuesday, because last week Tuesday I slept through. Saw matches tonight. Yeah, definitely really fun. Definitely a lot of fun. You guys have a wonderful one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Alrighty. Damn, dude, I really got to figure out what to do with the lighting here. I literally look all like I'm I'll see if I can do something about it next time, man. You know what? Maybe I gotta retire the green screen, because I feel like some of this is a green screen, because I gotta mess around with lighting all the time because of the green screen. I might just retire the green screen, boys. I'll think about it. I just got nothing interesting in my background, unless I want to like rotate my desk somewhere else, or move it, or film a background wall with a bunch of stuff. It's just a plain wall. I have nothing special there whatsoever. So I might have to think of something long term. Maybe. Yeah. We'll see. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you all next year, boys. Alrighty. Peace.
Summon the Rubians. Don't stand in them.